All right. Welcome everybody to another BD Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. It's a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad everybody could be on board for this one, fellas. We got a nice little show for everybody out there today. We're going to be talking about the Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez versus Dmitry Bivol fight. Well, actually, it should be Bivol versus Ramirez because Bivol is the champ. He is the favorite. We're going to talk about all of that plus more. But before we get down to the fun, you guys know the drill. Let's get the business out of the way. You can check us out on Spotify, iTunes Spreaker. Don't forget that you can donate via the Super Chat feature, a couple of shekels our way, if you so wish to do. But the most important thing is that you continue to like, subscribe, spread that BDA gospel. If you really want to donate, by the way, it's better that you do it via the BDA membership program. That way, you get more bang for your buck, special emojis, badges, the whole shebang. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about Omar E. Shout out to Omar. Hope he's doing well. And prayers to his family out there as well. Bernard, shout out to him. Eparokua, Mr. LDBC, SSC, shout out to SSC, Bray, King KO, Leonardo Campos Vasquez in the house as well. Shout out to Leonardo, Aaron Cuco, Reverend Pickles, the Quags in the house as well. Shout out to the Quags. What about me? Fluffy Torso 39, Plutonium Loach in the house, Jump Tube, Marion G, Team Batman Boxing, One Foot Out the Door. Shout out to One Foot Out the Door. Old Well. Shout out to Old Well. I'll be posting the link to the Discord again real soon. Rapax Drunken Company is there as well. Shout out to Rapax, Shadow Combat, Malik FX. Many more people to come, I'm sure. Fellas, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Official Scorecard in the house as well. Shout out to Official. By the way, I know. Listen, I think we put Saudi Arabia in the intro and in the background of the thumbnail. But look. They're in the same region. I think they're all Arabs, and they're real Arabs. A lot of people call Afghans and Iraqis and Iran people from Iran Arabs. They're not Arabs. If you call them Arabs, you're liable to get punched in the face. That's the best case scenario. Second best scenario is maybe a dull blade used to chop your head off. The people from Saudi Arabia and all that region, those are Arabs. All right. Okay, come on, man. Anyway, listen. We're going to be opening up the phone lines near the end of the hour, maybe less. There's not that much to talk about. There's some drama. So we're going to get that done here. I know for a fact people are going to want to talk about Crawford Spence. I just got a couple of things to say about that. And hopefully we can leave that for another day. Because we actually have a good fight tomorrow. And we don't need to be wasting too much time on two guys that don't give a fuck about us. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? All right, let me start cooking with a little hot grease here. Let me start calling a couple of people. Just a couple, see what we can work with here real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Don't forget to hit the like I said. Hit the like. If you don't hit the like, I mean, I can be responsible for what happens to you afterwards, all right? I'm just saying. Who else do we got here? All right, let's see if Stu's in the house. Stu's been MIA, man. Hopefully he makes it back here from wherever he is. And who else? King Butch, I'm going to add him as well. We got the Guns. We got Jimmy, Gonzalo. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining us, man. How's it going? Doing fantastic, Gonzalo. Thank you for joining us, man. Jimmy, you as well. Fellas, let's start talking about tomorrow's fight from Abu Dhabi. Neutral territory. We got Dmitry Bivol, undefeated light heavyweight, taking on Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. All right, first of all, I was rewatching some fights. I was rewatching Zurdo's last fight just to see how he looked in the last one, his most recent fight. Commentators are saying this guy weighed in at 204 pounds the day of the fight. Now, I didn't see any graphic indicating that. I think maybe they just talk to the guy or talk to somebody. I don't know, but 204. Bottom line, can that make a difference against perhaps one of the best fighters in the world in Dmitry Bivol?
I believe so.
Now, I'm sorry, did you say he missed weight?
No. Okay, Jimmy, his last fight, he weighed in on fight night. On fight night, he was at 204. Jimmy, did you hear what I said?
Yes, at last fight, he was 204. Is there any weight stipulations this fight?
I don't know, but my question is, if he comes in that heavy, will that make a difference? Or enough of a difference? Well, let me ask you this. Will it make enough of a difference for him to win?
I don't personally think so, but what does Gonzalo think? Because I think Bivol will be heavy too. But anyways, Gonzalo, what's up?
I think it will because what's his name? Dmitry Bivol. People think he's not aggressive. He is aggressive. Mm-hmm. But if you give him an inch, he'll take an inch. He'll push you. He'll test you.
Yes.
Now, if you try to test Zurdo by pushing him back, he's a big dude, like BDA said, 204. He's going to sneak in that long left hook to the body. He can catch you kind of like from far away at mid-range. So if Dmitry Bivol in and out, he's going to sneak in that body hook. Then if he sees you hurt, Zurdo's going to press you. Because Zurdo has had close fights to where, I think he's won his 44 fights. But basically, let's say he's not winning all the rounds. He's a fighter that kind of goes off your energy. He'll use his size to continue to impose his will. Whether you're good and Zurdo's kind of holding back, but then he's still winning because he's using his size. If you're Dmitry Bivol and okay, this is Zurdo and Dmitry Bivol. If Zurdo hurts you, he's gonna jump on you. He's going to jump on you, and size matters because we saw with Canelo. Now, I get it. A lot of people, they underrated Bivol. Mm-hmm. They thought, Canelo's going to beat his ass. No, he's really good. So we can't be wishy-washy. Before, fuck Bivol. We didn't know who he was. We didn't care how Canelo's going to beat him. But now everybody, yeah, Bivol's the next, he's like really, really good. No, he's always been good. But I think Zurdo, the size will matter as well.
Well, let me get you to expand upon that. How will it make a difference? Because some people don't understand how a bigger guy is able to take a punch, or how it facilitates, having more bulk facilitates taking a shot. How do you think Zurdo, because here, bottom line, Gonzalo, I've never seen Zurdo really press the pace nonstop. He like you said on Tuesday, we talked about this on Tuesday, he likes to take his time. So how do you think he's going to fight a little differently than he's done before?
Well, I think tap, jab, left hand, shovel hook to the body. Right jab, straight left, shovel hook to the body. If he keep that dynamic, and I know I mentioned that if he throws hooks, it's going to go against him, but he's going to have to throw the right hook as well. But I'm just saying, don't get too crazy with that, because then you're going to throw your body off to where you're going to get countered quicker. But the guy that usually keeps it in and out with the straight punches as well. So I'm saying, Zurdo needs to utilize the straight punches, given that he's 6'3", taller, he's bigger, and if he doesn't necessarily press the pace, that's a good thing, because he needs to observe also. Don't throw everything behind it. Tap for a big guy, that can sneak in some pretty precise punches. Can have a good activity where he can kind of go off Bivol's energy, and if he can keep that consistently, this is el Zurdo Ramirez. If he can be consistent with his attacks, so I guess slow as smooth as fast, and not get overwhelmed and not lose your shit. Fucking keep it together. Hey man, size matters, and Dmitry Bivol didn't look great against Craig Richards. I know this is a different fighter. He's a pretty good boxer, Craig Richards. But in reality, out of all 8 defenses that Dmitry Bivol has had, I don't think nobody's as good as Zurdo, honestly. And I've thought about it. Really, Zurdo, I think, is better than all of the Dmitry Bivol's 8 past opponents when he defended the title.
Even considering Canelo.
Well, Canelo, I don't consider him in no disrespect, but he's a 68-pounder.
All right.
When we're talking about the size difference, yeah.
Jimmy, what do you make of what Gonzalo said? Are you being swayed a little bit? Give us your thoughts, please.
Well, yeah, no, size will obviously make it difficult, and moving around the ring in longer length, he won't be able to capitalize on, being smaller like Canelo. He was able to use that to his advantage by, it's easy to get out of distance, to get out of range. Bivol's been a professional boxer, like Gonzalo said, for a long time. Here on the panel, we weren't sleeping on him. We knew. Most of us picked him to beat Canelo. I still think he has the best footwork in boxing. He's never out of position. He doesn't he doesn't waste punches. Zurdo's going to have to trap him. He's going to have to get him up against the ropes. He's going to have to use his size to slow him down, body, and push him to the ropes and whatnot. So, yeah, obviously the bigger he is, the better that, easier for the muscle-wise, but it's also more weight he has to lug around the ring. So, that could become, because I don't know, I don't know his history on his tank. I don't know if Zurdo was, historically has a good gas tank or not. I know that's never in question with Bivol. He might get boring sometimes, but he's never known to be questioned for his gas tank. So he's gone 12 many, many times. And it might be the best he's faced, Bivol. He's faced, but it's definitely the best Zurdo's faced too. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of tit for tat with that. So we'll see,
I know I did a video about 2 months ago. I forget how long ago, but it was really the only long video we did about that fight. And some people left some comments saying, this guy's crazy. He's making it sound as if Zurdo has no chance. And then I re-listened to it a little bit and I said, well, yeah, I can understand why they think that, because I pointed out the flaws of Ramirez. And here's the thing, Ramirez has more flaws than Bivol does. So I could understand why people would think that I'm shitting on him. But again, it's not shitting. I'm just pointing out his liabilities. But coming off the Kyoguchi versus Teraji fight, which I thought Kyoguchi was going to beat Teraji, and then Teraji ended up wiping the floor with him, I got to tell you, I'm doubting myself just a tiny little bit here. Tiny little bit. Not that much, because I'm a confident motherfucker with big balls. But I got to tell you, I'm being honest here. Doubting myself just a little bit. So we'll see, man. It's an intriguing fight because it's going to be interesting to see if Bivol can outbox him. The bigger man. Is he so good that even if a guy outweighs him by, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds on fight night, is he going to make it easy? I don't know, man. Yeah.
Well, and I just want to add too, got to remember, Bivol's always historically been the smaller guy. He was the smaller guy against Joe Smith. He was the smaller guy against everybody he fought, because he's a smallish 168 light heavyweight. You know what I mean? So fighting a big opponent is nothing new to him.
Exactly. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's an excellent point, man. I want to talk about some of the things Zurdo does well. He does a little bit of everything. He can counter with his left. He can count. He likes to throw this combination where he throws the jab upstairs, left hand downstairs, just to throw guys off, and then he'll come in with some sort of a semi hook. The name is escaping me of the punch, but he'll come in with a right upstairs, straight right, and it usually works. He can feint, just doesn't do it that often. He spends too much time waiting sometimes, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but that's going to be the worst thing he can do here against Bivol, because he's been trying to look cute in the last couple of fights. Listen, I give him credit. He has improved. He's worked on his head movement, counter punching. He does it, like I said, a little bit of everything. But it's not lately. It seems like he's trying to, I'm going to outbox this guy. I'm going to use my length and my timing. He better, to beat a guy like Bivol and outbox him from the outside, you either have to match him in speed or surpass him, or have excellent timing. I don't know if Zurdo has that. So a lot of people are saying that he needs to press, be willing to take 3 shots to give one. I guess we'll see if he can do that. But it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to be able to do it when a guy's moving around you and shooting shots that really do sting, and he making you think twice about when to throw or how to throw.
Bivol doesn't have knockout power, but he has hard enough punches to keep you honest. He can hit hard enough that nobody's going to want to take 3 constantly to give 1 with him. Because that will just,
Jimmy,
that will make it hefty. Try to do that all night, but
if you rewatch the Pascal fight,
what's up?
If you rewatch the Pascal fight, he stunned him a little bit, and Pascal has a granite chin. Even Kovalev couldn't quite put him down in either. I mean, he put him down in the first one. That was like he fell into the ropes. Even the second one, he stood. He was going to get killed in the second if they didn't stop the fight. So Pascal has a good chin, and Bivol managed to stun him a little bit. Bivol also hurt Joe Smith in the last round. He dropped Lennon Castillo with a beautiful right. He was the first guy to stop Sullivan Barrera. So he can crack, man. He can crack, and that's why a lot of guys don't jump on him, because he hits harder than people expect. But it's going to be interesting. Now, Jimmy, you mentioned about the work rate.
Because he doesn't wind up. I'm sorry, but yeah, he doesn't wind up to deliver his punches, so they don't look like because again, he's not worrying about. He's not trying to give you a fucking blaster. He just knows if he follows form, follows function. And you know what I mean? It's going to be enough on it if he just keeps his form straight. Just as long as he touches you at the right time, it's going to hurt you. You know, he's not loading up, because when you load up is when you're not, and if you miss is when you knock yourself out of position. It messes with your balance. So that's one of the reasons why he doesn't do it.
And that in and out, it provides inertia. It's kind of like the Manny Pacquiao effect. No comparison. I don't want to confuse people, but I'm just saying, in and out delivers a lot of like momentum into your punches. So that's where he gets a lot of the power too.
That's interesting, man. Some people don't like especially the American school of boxing. They don't like the in and out because they think it's easy to time. But I mean, you look at Bivol, very few people have been able to time him consistently to be able to take consecutive rounds off of him. So, I mean, his style works, man. His style works. Here's the other thing that I wanted to bring up. If you look at Bivol's fights, and I mentioned this before, for example, let's take a look at his biggest win so far, which is Canelo Alvarez. He threw 710 shots. It's a lot of shots. Doesn't seem like it, because like Gonzalo said, he's not consistently pushing guys back, putting them up against the ropes or whatever. 710 shots, that's a lot for a light heavyweight. To put it into perspective, a guy like Tank Davis averages about 250 to 400 shots per fight. So Bivol is quite active. And the bulk of those shots, I have to believe, are jabs. Hold on a second, real quick. 229 jabs. That's a lot of jabs. Oh, excuse me. What am I talking about? 400. 418 jabs. Wow.
Oh, damn. That is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's that also that in and out, it provides that free flowing style where you go in and then you can put up a barrage of punches together with the momentum that you got. Kind of like you got Canelo on the ropes. That's a good example. 2-3 shots after you're finished coming in. I came in already. Boom, boom, boom. A couple of my punches together, then back out again. Yeah, but 400 jabs. Exactly. Wow, that's a lot of jabs.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's interesting though, because there is hope for Zurdo. Canelo, who 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't considered a pressure fighter. Starting with the Golovkin rematch, he's been able to put more pressure and cut the ring off better than he used to before. He was able to get Bivol on the ropes. And he wasn't throwing that much to drive him into the ropes. So sometimes it was like Bivol was walking himself over to the ropes, which made me think, okay, maybe either Bivol wanted to do it or Canelo was having success doing so in certain instances. It seemed very similar to the way he did it to Callum Smith, another longer, rangier fighter. So if Canelo could do it and Zurdo's bigger, he's coming from that southpaw angle, he could be more used to throwing body shots and putting pressure because of the crouching. He sort of crouches a little bit when he comes forward. Would you guys expect for him to have success and to consistently put Bivol on the ropes more than most people expect?
Yeah, I think so. But I think that Zurdo is going to fall a little into being the guy that waits on Bivol, like the counter puncher. Because we saw that like Bivol, let's compare Zurdo to Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. is kind of tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2". He can crack. But Bivol was superior to Joe Smith Jr. and he was constantly basically on his chest, and he was throwing hooks, and he was outboxing Joe Smith Jr. And there was a point where Joe Smith Jr. actually hurt Bivol. But let's say, okay, if Bivol tries to do that against Zurdo, Zurdo's going to sneak in that left hook to the body, and he's going to feel that because he can crack. Zurdo can crack to the body, especially. So if he feels it to the soft spots, Bivol's going to back off. And when Bivol back off, to your question, that's when Zurdo's going to press. He's going to go off your energy because he's got to go off Dmitry Bivol's pace. Because if you try to get all like going back to try to get all cute on Bivol, I'm all box Bivol, then you empty your gas tank, you get tired, or you're not having any success, then Dmitry Bivol's actually going to outbox you because you're going to be out of your element, and we do not know that yet. But then it could happen. You have to kind of take it easy, step by step. Like I mentioned, slow, smooth as fast. Fucking sneak in that left hook to the body downstairs and watch and that whole counter puncher mentality. I'm taller, I'm longer. What Dmitry Bivol does and go off his energy. Now, if you're having success, yes, press him more and take the initiative. But don't just go thinking, because we know that Bivol's an excellent boxer, you're going to have your way with him. It's reading the energy, I think.
Man, that's going to be... I mean, you're making some excellent points, Gonzalo, as always. But, you know, I've learned through experience now, especially the last couple of months or years, I try to do this film analysis where I go, okay, what can this guy who's the underdog do to get the win? And most of the time, you can see that they do things in spots, and you think, well, if they could amplify that, they could win the fight. I've never seen Zurdo really put pressure and put pedal to the metal and just go all out, because I think that's what he's going to have to do. I would be surprised if he starts being able to give I wouldn't be surprised if he can give Bivol fits a little bit from the outside, but enough to win, to conclusively get the win. I don't know, man. I guess we got to see.
Yeah, it's like I made the mistake of for example, this is different weight divisions. These are different fights, but think of Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. Okay, Joshua, the size is going to be the defining factor. And in my mind, I win for Joshua. No, he's too big. He's too powerful. Yeah, Usyk's a great fighter, but Usyk's going to win. Now, I'm sorry, Joshua's going to win, but Usyk ultimately ended up winning the two fights.
Right.
So that's how that can go. You know, size sometimes doesn't matter. And Zurdo got that going for him. But another comparison that I think that I got this one right, but it's true, like what you were mentioning before. Sometimes he thinks about it too much. Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez. Berchelt was slow on the trigger, and I knew that in that fight. I knew if you're slow on the trigger, this dude is more like he's quicker on the release. Mm-hmm. And this could really, really play against Zurdo Ramirez. That's just an example that I'm mentioning. But just to put it into perspective, if you think about it too much, and going back to Dmitry Bivol, free-flowing style, if he's in and out, you're not cocking back, just releasing the combinations. Man, Zurdo can just be out of his element altogether.
Befuddled, right? I could definitely see him being befuddled. Like, oh shit, what do I do? You can see him thinking about, I see the opening, and by the time he sees the opening, Bivol's out of there, out of range. Like, cause that's what he does, Bivol. That's what he has done to everybody. But again, little Canelo. I mean, he's a fucking, he weighs a lot too. It's not like he's a junior welterweight in there, but he's short, and he's not, like I said, he's not the best at putting pressure, and yet he had Bivol on the ropes every once in a while. Canelo just felt like an idiot. Trying to sledgehammer the guy in the arms, the elbows, one shot at a time. That's not how you gotta beat Bivol. You gotta do something else, man. I don't know. Throw a lot of shots, combinations, get something in there to impress the judges. One sledgehammer right to the body. Because I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to whack him with those hooks so that he would open himself up for an uppercut. But even then, when Canelo would go with the uppercut, Bivol would block it. I think he had a better guard than he expected. So Zurdo, though, 204 pounds. Oof. If Bivol stands in there in front of him, could be trouble for him. Could be trouble. I Am Your Leader. Shout out to I Am Your Leader. Says Zurdo late stoppage. Holy shit. I've seen some people picking Zurdo by stoppage, and I think they've put money on top of it. So they're putting the money where their bug with their mouth is, or whatever the fuck the expression is. Let me look at the odds here. And by the way, the fight tomorrow, it's going to be taking place in Abu Dhabi, so it's going to be the main event expected to be at around 5:36 p.m. Eastern time. It's not in El Paso, it's not Las Vegas, so it's going to be in the evening here on the East Coast. Does anyone know what the odds are? I'm trying to look for them here. It says Bivol is the 3-1, around a 3-1 favorite. Huh. I don't know, man. I don't see myself putting any money on this right now. I'm not that confident. I wouldn't be confident. Yeah.
I also been noticing that Zurdo looks very confident. You mentioned the word right now. He's disinhibited. He's singing at the training camp during the stare down. You could tell. I mean, I don't know. Like the Asians, they got different culture. The Russians. But I see that, what I know, Dmitry Bivol, he looks slightly pissed off at Zurdo for some reason. He got the scowl on his face, like he don't like him.
Does, huh?
And I heard somebody mention it. And El Zurdo, he looks very relaxed, like he don't give a fuck. He's calm. He's like, and that to me, it looks like that gets under Dmitry Bivol's skin.
Huh.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you could be right, man. You know why? Because Ramirez, I've seen interviews with him. I think he was in A Los Golpes and Un Round Más, I think with Barrera and Morales. He kind of, look, no disrespect, but he's kind of an airhead. He's like a jock, you know. It's like I don't want to call him a mouth breather. You know what I mean? So when you got a guy like that, it almost seems like you can insult him and he just floats off his back, water off a dog's back. It's just like he doesn't care, and maybe that rubs Bivol the wrong way. You are right though. Bivol does seem more. I'm not gonna say angry, but he did seem more intense than usual. I don't know. Maybe he looks at the guy's size. Because again, let me put the picture here of the weigh-in. Now again, it's the angle a little bit. But Ramirez looks considerably taller and just as bulkier. So when you get a guy that's as taller but equally bulky and not thinner, you get a big dude in there. And this is on the wane. So let's see how he looks tomorrow night when he's rehydrated. And by the way, you got Eddie Herndon with the fucking pajamas. Or is that a snake? Is that a snakeskin suit? What is it?
No, he bought it at Zurdo. I heard the interview. He bought it's a shirt. It's even see-through. He had the snake pattern. I just happened to watch the interview now that you mentioned it. I bought it at Zara, like department store. Yeah.
Remember in Terminator 2? Remember in Terminator 2? Miguel, ¿estás aquí? Siempre como culebra. Remember that? The guy with the guns. Remember that? Anyway, listen. Let's take some predictions down there. Now I'm going to open up the phone lines, read a couple of comments too at the same time, and get some predictions. Because it's prediction time, fellas. Jimmy, I want to start with you, man. Prediction time. Jimmy, don't disrespect me, man. What's the matter with you?
Bivol, unanimous decision.
Jimmy says Bivol.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me.
All right. Made it short and sweet. Gonzalo, how about you, man?
See, for one, none of these two guys is getting knocked out. I don't think so. Damn it, man. It could be the Bivol with the body shot and Zurdo gets overwhelmed, referee stoppage. But I'm just going to go against that whole idea that either guy gets KO'd. And I think that Zurdo might be Bivol might be the betting favorite. Zurdo might be the underdog, but I think he is the A side. If that makes sense, I think he is the A side, and he's a power puncher. So I think they'll count Zurdo's punches 2 or 3 to 1. And if he can keep it close, I'm just gonna say, man, this is just for fucking fun. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. So if I get it wrong, fucking this is the end all be all. No, I'm just gonna say fucking Zurdo for the upset. 7-5 type of fight.
7-5 type of. All right,
Nice, man.
Hold on a second. What's going on here?
Size, he's a left-hander. He's got a. You know what? Zurdo's best punches, I think, is that left hook to the body. It's sneaky, and it's not necessarily short because he's a tall dude. He can throw it like when you're a little bit far away or whatnot. Like we can sneak it in, and if he catches you unexpectedly, that means that you're not tying up your core. That can really knock the wind out of you.
I mean, that's the same. That's the best way to take away a guy's straight shots. A guy like Bivol is when he's and you're a southpaw and he's a fucking orthodox guy. When he throws that right dip down, boom, right uppercut to the plexus. It's easy to say. I know. It's easy to say, but Bivol hasn't really fought. You know, Gonzalo, when you said that he's the best guy he's fought light heavyweight in a while. Jimmy, mute your mic, please, Jimmy, because I can hear you. If you know, Gonzalo, you said that he's the best light heavyweight he's fought ever. He's never fought a good southpaw. I was doing research for this months back. Say, okay, let me see who's the best southpaw he's fought. And I said, wait a minute, he hasn't really fought any southpaw. Then I had to go back to some of his first, I think, 10 fights to find southpaws. And they were the type of guys that he was able to stop. And, usually he doesn't score that many stoppages. So this could also be a factor. Now, again, Bivol is a guy that's had. How good was his amateur career, or how long? Because you would expect a guy, if he had a long career, to have seen all types of styles. But okay, one thing is to fight a southpaw in a 3-rounder. Another one's to fight a big southpaw that's going to be hitting you to the body. This is Zurdo is a professional boxer now. This is professional boxing. This ain't let me free for 3 rounds and 3 minutes and then I get the decision. It says early in amateur career. Bivol was born in Moldova, blah, blah, blah. Took up boxing at the age of 6. Holy shit, he started off young. Decorated amateur, winning 2 world championships. Okay, usually when you win the fucking world championships at the junior level, and a bronze at the AABA 2008 Youth World Championships. He won the Russian National Amateur Championship in 2012 and 2014. But it doesn't say if he won the actual... Well, he won the World Combat Games, but I don't know if that's actually the World Championships. He didn't go to the Olympics either, so... I mean, I don't know. But like everything that I said stands. The guy, it's the first time he fights a big southpaw who's going to be digging to the body. Now, how much can we glean, like Gonzalo said, from the Joe Smith fight? Because a lot of people are comparing Joe Smith to Zurdo a little bit in terms of the size and the fact that they're both plodding big punchers. Can we glean anything from that fight? Can we compare it?
Well, that's what I'm. If Dmitry Bivol gets too brazen, like he gets like overconfident and starts leaning away on Zurdo Ramirez because he's a superior boxer. He's very skilled. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. I think Zurdo Ramirez is gonna catch him to the body. You can't sit in the pocket. I know he's in and out, but Zurdo he's gonna use his timing. When he's in, that's when he comes in, out, in, and fucking he throws a 2-3 punch barrage. Zurdo's gonna fucking catch him in between these 3 punches. And you don't want to remain on the inside too much because I saw that Bivol did that against Joe Smith Jr. He constantly stuck to Joe Smith Jr.'s chest and was outboxing him, and that's why Joe Smith Jr. was able to land a hard shot and hurt Bivol like in the 11th round because he was just trying to run him over basically with his boxing ability. Yeah, and Joe Smith Jr. can crack, but I think Zurdo, he can crack as well, and particularly like I mentioned to the body. So. You can't. That's gonna play into Zurdo's hands if you get too confident. If you're Bivol and you just try to think that he's a cakewalk, no, man. Because honestly, Zurdo's not that. Somebody mentioned he got slow feet, and we mentioned that he's a confident person. Well, I did, and you agreed, and people probably can notice that. So with that being said, I don't think that he's the blood flows like really fast through his veins. That he's fucking no. He's a slow dude. He's slow, he's cautious, but I think he's also seasoned and poised, composed. So what I'm basically saying, that he's never gonna be the fast guy. But if you stay on him, he's gonna time you, and he's gonna make you feel he's sneaky with the body shot, which is the difference between being fast. So basically, he's not the most lively guy in the ring. He's kind of slow, but he'll get you.
I hope you're right, Gonzalo, because I'm hankering for an upset here. The year has been okay, but we haven't had that many. I mean, I think Chris Colbert getting upset by Garcia, that was an upset. Okay. Bivol, Canelo, I mean, to me, that wasn't really an upset. And for a lot of us here, it wasn't an upset. And a lot of people in the community, people that I trust, didn't think it was going to be that was too much of a surprise that it was an upset. But I mean, I need a fight where I go, whoa, I can't believe this happened. That's what I want to see. Will it come to fruition? I don't know. Now, I don't want to look ahead too much. By the way, the phone lines are open, fellas. Phone lines are open. Call in. Give us your prediction. Actually, I haven't given my prediction. Gonzalo, you make a compelling case, and I get the feeling that something could happen here. But then again, it's just a feeling. So I'm going to have to dismiss that as being just a feeling. And I'm going to have to go with Bivol unanimous decision. But I do believe there's going to be spots where it's going to be hard, and it's going to leave a lot of people saying, oh man, if Zurdo would have just done this, or if he would just press the action more, blah, 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 he could have won, or maybe something. That's the type of fight I think it's could be. But I'm hoping for a good fight. May the best man win. Now, I don't want to look ahead too much, but is this the perfect preparation for a Beterbiev fight? For Bivol, that is? A strong guy who hits hard.
What do you mean? Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, and I would not really. No, they fight different. Zurdo's a big dude, like stature-wise. And Beterbiev hits a hell of a lot harder and more vicious. And just a much. It'll just be another fight. I mean, Bivol's been fighting his whole life. He's been fighting at the top levels. He fought at He's a gold medalist in the Worlds, I believe, the World Nationals. I don't think he ever won a gold medal in the Olympics. But he's done some nice things at the amateurs. But yeah, no, I think Beterbiev is a different type of animal. He's just got crazy power, knockout power, one-shot power in both hands.
Di Carlo Espinoza in the chat says, I don't know, but Bivol looks nervous, while Zurdo seems exceedingly confident about winning. No lo sé, pero Bivol se ve... He's saying, I don't know, but Bivol looks nervous. Well, okay, so he's just repeating it in Spanish. I don't, like, Gonzalo, that's what you said as well. So you got somebody else in the chat agreeing with you about that. I mean...
Yeah.
Poof. I gotta tell you, man, I don't know. I've been through this road before where people go, I get a feeling, and then that feeling turns out to be just that, a feeling. But you broke it down, Gonzalo. You did say you did paint a way in which Zurdo can win. Technically, you're not just saying I got a feeling. We got a couple of phone calls here, and then I want to go back to this fight and maybe talk about. Well, I got a couple of things that we can talk about here. Let's go to the phone lines here. Let's go to the phone lines, get some people's predictions. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. The number is right there in the left-hand middle portion of your screen. Let's get down to it here. Let's go to 760. 760, you're on the air. 760, what's on your mind?
Boom Boom Guy, LDBC.
Boom Boom, I can't hear you all that well, man.
What's up?
Are you on the Blueberry? Are you on the Bluetooth?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Before I get into the fight, I gotta call somebody out, man. I gotta call him out on this. This guy on this channel today said Bivol throws more punches per fight than Tank Davis.
That's a fact.
Do you remember who said that?
I did.
Okay, that sounded cute, BDA, but you got to dig into it and give it context. Bivol, 20 wins,
Context.
11 by knockout. So he went the distance. How many times? 9 times. Tank Davis, 27 wins, 25 knockouts. He only went the distance 2 times. Of course, Bivol would throw more punches per fight. Jimmy, what do you think about that? Do you agree?
Hold on. Leave Jimmy out of this. Do you know how many shots he threw in the Gamboa fight and in the Cruz fight in which he went 12 rounds?
Overall, BDA, you said per fight, on average, per fight. Of course, it makes sense if the guy only went the distance 2 times and knocked everybody else out.
And in those two times that he went 12 rounds, or at least, well, in the Gamboa fight, he got to the 12th round. How many shots did he throw in those fights? I'm not saying combined. I'm not saying over. I'm saying it like in the Gamboa fight. Do you know how many shots he threw?
Well, I heard per fight on average. So I don't have that number on me, but I do know 25 knockouts.
Listen, I got the numbers here. Hold on, I'm looking for them. But I know for a fact when he fought Gamboa, he was at 300 and something shots. And that was a 12-rounder against an old man who had a bum knee. He was a cripple. He was a pirate. Long John Silver. And when he fought Cruz, a guy that was right in front of him, could have teed off with some combos or something, throwing a lot of jabs. He threw about 400 shots. Hold on a second. Where's my statistics here? But yeah, go ahead, man, while I look for the numbers.
Okay, I mean, you can pick out 1 or 2 fights where that is the case, but I'm saying those 25 knockouts would bring down your punch per fight. But let me get to the fight, and you can bring up the numbers. So I'm still at work. There's a lot of noise. But let me bring up the fight. I don't know much about Zurdo, but I know he's coming in heavy. He came on my radar when he said, Canelo, fight me. I'm not Mexican. That's when I started really following the guy. I liked him there. But Bivol, I think he used to fighting bigger guys, and he can get around Zurdo's side because Zurdo's going to be slower than Bivol because if he comes in at 205. On top of that, Bivol wins, and then the mega fight happens. Better be the king versus Bivol. That's the only fight I want to see. Bivol gets past this, and Better Beef gets past. I think who's he fighting? I forgot the black guy. I forgot who he's fighting, but
Anthony Yardy.
Yeah, that's all I had to say. Yeah, but that's all I had to say. You got the numbers?
Yes. Well, I got the Gamboa fight here. He threw. Hold on a second. He threw 321 shots. And that was in the 12th round, before he took him out in the 12th round. Now, when he fought Isaac, or I don't know if it's Isaac Cruz, that's what they call him, he threw 462 shots. So you got 2 fights in which he got to the 12th round, couldn't even get to 500 shots. I mean, so he's a guy, it's different styles, but you would expect a guy that's about 30 pounds lighter, almost 30 pounds lighter, to be throwing a couple more shots.
Well,
that's why.
You can pick out 1 or 2 fights where that's the case, but overall, that knockout ratio is going to bring down your punches. But yeah, I'm here for the debate, man. If I hear you guys say something wrong, I'm calling in and checking you guys. But I like the debate. I like the back and forth. Boom, boom, out.
Hey, by the way, just before you go, when he fought Barrios, it got to the 11th round. He threw 296 shots. So there's a pattern of him just laying back, trying to counter. And if he doesn't take those guys out, he goes to the decision and close fight. Close fight. All right, listen, Boom Boom Guy.
That only happened twice. But all right, BJ, peace.
All right, take it easy, man. Ah, shit, wait, hold on. I forgot to take your prediction. You still there? Fuck. What did he say, guys? He said Bivol, right? He said Bivol's going to dance around him, I think. But I don't know if he said unanimous decision.
I think, yeah. He was kind of mentioning something like that.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said he definitely picked Bivol, but I forget if he said unanimous or... Because I want people to be as precise as possible with their predictions. Shout out to Plutonium Loach for his contribution with the super chat. He says, Boom Boom Guy should change his intro to Boom Boom... Ah, come on. He said he should change his intro to Boom Boom Guy Section 8 EBT. These fucking people in the chat, they're ruthless, man. Shout out to Plutonium Loach. And shout out to I Am Your Leader says, Zurdo late stoppage, 11th round TKO. Holy shit. He's really going for it. I Am Your Leader. Shout out to I Am Your Leader for his contribution with the super chat. And for his prediction, I'm writing it down right now. Late round 11 KO. I tell you, man.
Hey, Zurdo, did he also stop Barrera, BD? What is his name? Sullivan Barrera?
Yes, he did. With a beautiful body shot. All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to, hold on a second, 731. 731, you're on the air. 731, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up? Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's up?
All right, I agree with just about everything y'all are saying on the show. But I do have one issue. Y'all keep saying, like, the best fighter that Bivol has beaten at light heavyweight is who? Joe Smith Jr., right?
I don't know, man. Gonzalo believes that it's actually going to be Zurdo. I would say I'm torn between Pascal.
No. I'm saying the best fighter he's fought up to this point at light heavyweight, a light heavyweight.
Depends. I mean, Joe Smith Jr. is all right, but no, there's a lot of good Craig Richards. A lot of older guys. No, not necessarily, but he was a champion, so yeah.
All right, so who is the best fighter that Zurdo has fought?
Whew, that's a good question, man. I would have to
From
go
168 to 175.
Yeah, I would have to go with Jesse. I would have to go with Jesse Hart.
And that's my point. I made that point to somebody else because they were saying they think a lot of people are down on Zurdo. I was like, no, I think it's just the level of competition. Jesse Hart is a decent fighter at best. And in that first fight that Zurdo had with him, they went to war in that first fight. The second fight also was pretty good. But once Jesse Hart went up to light heavyweight and fought Joe Smith Jr., he got destroyed. And I know they're two different fighters. Zurdo's competition at this point, I don't think is even good. I think it's decent at best if Jesse Hart is the best fighter he's fought up to this point. And his record is what, like 38-0, something like that?
Yeah, it's a very beefed up record with a lot of, he's fought a lot of has-beens and never-wers. So that's why I'm very dubious of him winning. But listen, there's a lot of people now all of a sudden, they're putting in some late money on him. So I don't know, man. Listen, I was wrong this week when I picked Taraji over Kiriguchi. So I'm doubting myself here, caller. What do you think?
Man... But I'm just gonna say my prediction. I got Bivol 11 round stoppage, man.
Whoa.
Because I don't see Bivol ever stop punching or anything. And I don't like up to this point, Zurdo just has not fought the competition. Like nowhere near. Like, and I know Bivol, a lot of people say all his fights go to unanimous decision, but his unanimous decisions are like completely one-sided. Regardless if Canelo was a 168-pounder, Canelo was pound for pound number one fighter. Regardless of what we think about it, he was, though. So, and a lot of people had Canelo winning. A lot of people that don't know about boxing had Canelo winning. I say that. But I do think that that Bivol would just be too much, man. And, yeah, and I do agree with what y'all are saying, that Zurdo is a very confident guy. And I think that's what'll help him throughout the fight. But I just think him coming in heavy like that, he'll be too slow, man. And he'll reach the same fate that Canelo and all these other guys faced against him, man. They'll realize that they're too slow. And they'll eventually start throwing one hard punch at a time, trying to knock him out. And
yeah,
I just don't think this is a fight that Bivol's going to lose.
I tend to agree more with your line of thinking. Now, what do I write down for your prediction here? Nickname or name? What do we call you?
Just put Q. Just the letter Q.
Wait a minute. Are you the legendary Q? What the fuck happened on January the 6th, man? I thought they were going to get Trump back into the White House, man.
Hey, that ain't me. That ain't me.
All right. All right. Well, listen, Q, I got your prediction down, and call back next time, right, man?
All right, I will.
All right, take it easy, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 832. 832, you're on the air. 832, what's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air, man.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, BDA. I'm just really calling to like put down some misconceptions that people had earlier.
All right.
And, so the first thing is that I hear everybody say is that Bivol is a small light heavyweight, but like I gotta disagree with that one because the average height of a light heavyweight is 6 foot, right?
Uh-huh.
So you got guys like Ward, Kovalev, Beterbiev, they're all like 6 foot, right? Gostic was like 6'2", and then you got guys like Pascal and what's his name? Stevenson, who was like 5'10-ish, 5'11". So, the thing is that like Bivol, he can, he's not small. If you look at photos of him at fight night and at weigh-in, he looks the same. He's not weight drained or anything. He's a normal light heavyweight. Another thing is that like when people say like what's the best fighter that Zurdo fought, it has to be Arthur Abraham, plain and simple. That's where he won the title. That's who he beat to win the title at super middleweight. At light heavyweight, that's the problem. He doesn't really have a standout name. And if we're being honest, Bivol doesn't really have a huge standout name. It's kind of like neck and neck between Pascal and Joe Smith Jr. I mean, you could say Canelo, but Canelo's not really a real light heavyweight, if we're being honest.
Well, here's the thing, though, about the size. You know where that comes from, the whole size thing, is because when he fought Craig Richards, Salamov, or for whatever his name is, another Russian guy, I think it was Chechenian, when he fought Barrera and Lenin Castillo, those guys look considerably bigger than him. So I think that's where it comes from, the whole thing. But yeah, I get your point, though. Some people make it out to be as if he's a welterweight who's beefing up to light heavyweight. Not like he's strong enough to be competing at this weight. Believe me, especially with the speed advantage he has, both in feet and hand speed. But listen, whether he's really that small or not, he's definitely going to be the smaller guy against Zurdo Ramirez. So I'm curious to hear your prediction on that, man.
I mean, like Zurdo, like he's not fast. He's not a multi-dimensional fighter. So I think that's going to be his shortcoming. And I'm pretty sure Bivol, who has been competing at such a international level his whole life, he has probably already seen a fighter like Zurdo. So to him, it's probably not going to be an issue. That's the way I see it.
All right. First of all, what do I write down for your prediction and your name as well, or nickname?
So for name, you could just put G. And you could just
okay,
put
wait a minute.
Bivol, split decision.
What's with all these people? Just Q, G, Z, Z for Zorro? Come on now. Well, I need some actual fucking names here.
It's just easy. It's just easy. It's just easy.
All right, G. Sounds like a gangster name. Hey, G. What's up, my G? All right, so what was your prediction you said?
Bivol, split decision, 12 rounds.
Oh, okay. So you're not going with Zurdo, but you do think it's going to be tougher than people expect.
Yeah, it's going to be Bivol. It's going to be like another points. He's going to win by points.
All right. Well, listen, I got your prediction down. G, thank you for calling in, and we'll call back next time, all right, man? Have a good one.
All right.
By the way, I misspelled G. No, I'm kidding. Let's go to another phone call here. And don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Let's go to 929. 929, you're on the air. 929, what's on your mind? Oh, actually, I did misspell G. What the fuck? Yes, you're on the air, 929. What's up?
All right, man. So this is going to be a good matchup, man. I think this is a very enticing matchup, man. I like Zurdo. The type of fighter he is, man. A little action fighter. But one of the things that worries me though is like his footwork. I do kind of see him as a lumbering, power puncher. I hear a lot of people picking him to knock out Bivol. But to me, I think there's wrinkles in the games of Bivol that I think can really surprise Zurdo. The footwork, the angles, and I think the timing, to me, is an important factor in this matchup. I'm picking Bivol by unanimous decision. I think he's a more responsible fighter there. It's like pressure to me should be mitigated once he moves around. As effective as he is, I think he could offset that. To me, I just think that Bivol is going into that fight with a lot more to prove. But I don't think he's gonna slug it out with him. I think he's gonna be more methodical with him. Zurdo, he's nice, but I don't think he's like. I don't think for him this is more of Zurdo's fight to prove that he's elite. If he could beat Bivol, but I don't see that happening.
All right. So what do we call you, V for virtuoso, or you want us to go with virtuoso?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna write V because that's the theme of the night. Everyone's just going with Q, V, Z. So you're saying what? Bivol unanimous decision?
Yep.
All right, got you down there for that.
I think if he wins, he's gonna pressure her to give him, that undisputed fight with Petrogiev, which I think is gonna be even bigger.
He's definitely got the momentum going for him. He's that close to becoming the man at 175. Well, listen, Virtuoso, thank you for calling in, man, and call back next time, right, man?
No problem, BDA. Peace.
All right, take it easy, man. Fellas, we just had a round of phone calls here. Don't forget the phone lines are still open, so call in, give us your prediction for this big fight that's taking place tomorrow. As you can see, there's different types of opinions here, obviously, Bivol being the favorite, but some people believe that Ramirez might be able to get it done, so call in. Meanwhile, guys on the panel, what do you think from the round of calls that we just had? Anything that made you rethink your prediction?
Well, it sounds like Dmitry Bivol's overwhelming favorite. I think everybody picked Bivol. I don't think nobody called in and said for the Zurdo.
Well, actually, I didn't call in, but he did in the chat. He picked the Zurdo late round 11 round knockout. Oh, excuse me. Well, okay, that was you. Hey, by the way, shout out to Rafael Garza for his contribution to Super Chat. He says, Plutonium Loach, excellent comment. Oh, come on. They're fighting each other in the back now for those nasty comments that are callers. I'm not going to have that. But it was funny as fuck, though, I must admit.
Now, I'm curious to, okay, go ahead, Rudy.
No, go ahead, man. Excuse me.
It's we know pretty much. Going back to the size, I don't think nobody mentioned that Bivol was like a small dude. No, he's a light heavyweight, but he's obviously smaller than Zurdo. Zurdo's a big light heavyweight, 204 pounds. Jesus, he's like a fucking cruiserweight, and he's not fat by no means. He can probably carry that weight well. With that being said, I think everybody knows that Zurdo is the slower, more plotting type of fighter. My question is, and I'm kind of wondering, can he have that kind of effect like Joyce Jr., where even though you're slower, you're sluggish, you can put your opponent into like this bizarre type of like pace that where if you're fast, it's gonna go against you. So let me slow it down for you. I can offset your speed with me being slower. That I'm gonna make you dial your pace down, because the more aggressive you are, the worse it is for you. I mean, so that's why I'm kind of wondering if Zurdo can have that effect. And it's not just that he's slower. The size, the slow, smooth moves fast, and the sneaky body shots. Those are pretty quick. They're kind of inconspicuous, like a hot knife through butter, man. So those kind of things, I'm kind of wondering if he could do that. Slow the pace down.
I have seen Zurdo do that. That's those stabbing type of shots to the body that do hurt, by the way. Because people think, oh, if you want to hurt somebody to the body, you got to go with uppercuts, hooks. Straight shots to the body hurt, man, especially if you're a 204-pound guy on fight night. Or like Irish Andrew Ward said, convict style. When you're stabbing somebody with shots convict style, that's what you got to do. Cell block 69, man. I don't know why we're with 69. But that's the way, Gonzalo, you made a good point there as well about that. Shout out to Medardo Garcia for his contribution to Super Chat. He says, Bivol's feet will give Zurdo problems throughout the fight. Bivol by decision. All right, Medardo, thank you for your contribution with the Super Chat. I wrote down your prediction. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Danny says D-block rules. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. D-block. I don't know why I went with 69 block. That's been watching too much Oz, I think. But, hey, listen, just out of curiosity, fellas, I went to Ring Magazine, or Ring TV. Let's take a look at what the experts are predicting, or the insiders as well, writers and promoters and maybe some boxers. Doug Fisher, editor-in-chief, says Bivol unanimous decision. Wainwright says Bivol unanimous decision. Whoa, Lee Groves, Ramirez unanimous decision. What does he say? Hold on. Bivol is coming off the signature win over Canelo, but Ramirez represents completely different challenges than Alvarez did. He's left-handed, boasts height and reach advantages, is a terrific body puncher, is capable of generating high work rate, has good defensive skills over the long haul, packs on the pounds after weigh-ins, and is 44-0. Bivol is a highly skilled fighter in general, blah, blah, blah. If Ramirez starts fast and finds his rhythm, he'll prevent Bivol from finding his. What about that, guys? In terms of, usually one of the things that I like to talk about is the rhythm of the fight. Some guys start quickly, and then in the middle rounds, they take them off a little bit, then they find their second wind, and they dominate the fight. How does Ramirez go about it in the early rounds? Start off quick, or?
I know, slow. That's kind of what I was kind of mentioning, BDA. Like, Joy's pace, he's big, lumbering, and he's kind of slow, but then he makes other fighters fight at his pace, because the more you open up, it's going to be like... your speed and your opponent's aggression can play against you. I kind of see that, and not saying that's the reason Zurdo is going to win, in my opinion. No, that's going to be a big challenge. And I actually think that Bivol, with the speed and the free flowing, the ability to throw punches on the fly, it could be the deciding factor. But I'm just going with Zurdo. If he can offset that speed with the body shots that I mentioned, that when Zurdo throws them, they're quick, they're subtle too. So I would start off slower, because this is the reason. Because Bivol, he's very educated. He's a guy that can probably box 15, 20 fucking rounds and not lose his shit. He can keep it together. He's very methodical, like the Russian style, like very educated. Mm-hmm. So if Zurdo starts falling apart, even though I think he's got a hard chin and he probably won't get knocked out. If Zurdo Ramirez starts becoming like all disheveled and starts losing his shit, yeah, he could be broken down in that regard. But what I'm saying, Zurdo can certainly find his pace if he slowly eases into establishing his type of pace and seeing what the opponent's got to offer. Because that dude's never going to stop boxing. He's never going to lose his composure. Exactly. Bivol, I'm sorry, but I don't think he will. So Zurdo's got to kind of ease into his pace and figure it out as he goes along, and and establish his size to see what's happening in there. Yep.
Gonzalo is essentially saying, plan your work your plan, and it's gonna be crucial for Zurdo.
Exactly, VDA.
Well, I was just what's the word I'm looking for here? Condensing what you were saying. Excellent points, man. We got a phone call here. Let's go to 309 here. 309, you're on the air. 309, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, man? I got Zurdo winning on the 10th round by TKO.
Oh, Zurdo, 10th round, TKO. You sound very confident, man. Very aggressive.
You know what? He's coming in heavy, right? And I'm thinking if Zurdo uses his weight against Bivol, kind of like Tyson against Wilder, you know, just get him tired, bro. Get him tired, beat his ass, get him tired. He's got to use that weight. I know he's heavy. He's going to come in heavier, probably like around 210, maybe 220, you know? So Bivol's a smaller guy.
220.
He moves a lot, but as long as he just keeps putting pressure on him, heavy, you know what I'm saying? Just tear him down, man, you know? That's my whole thing. If he fights that way, he'll take it. If not, I think he's still knock his ass out by the 10th round, though.
Oh, all right. Well, we're getting more Zurdo predictions coming in. What do we call you, caller? What do I write down in the prediction here?
Write Dino, bro.
Dino?
You're down as Dino, man.
Dinosaur.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it dinosaur or dynamite?
Yeah.
Is that short for...
Como quieras, dinosaur or dino, man.
Oh, all right, man. You gave it up. You leave it up to me, man. That's not something you want to do. But anyway, listen, Dino, I got down your prediction. And anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, that's it, man. It's gonna be a good fight. What time they fighting, man? Somebody told me like around 1 p.m. something like that.
Well, are you on the West Coast or on the East Coast?
No, I'm in Central Time, bro.
Okay, so it should be at around 4, 5, 6 p.m. around that time.
So it's gonna be around midday.
Yeah.
Around 5, 6. Cool. All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. I'm always checking out the show, bro. Some good stuff, all right?
Thank you,
Keep
man.
it
Thank
up,
you for
homie.
your call. Take it easy, man.
All right.
All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 201. 201, what's on your mind? 201. You're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Hope you're doing fantastic as well. What's on your mind?
Good, man. No, good. I can't wait for this fight of Bivol against Zurdo. It will be a great matchup because it will be like, you know, the pure technical boxer can, you know, some type of slugger because Zurdo just, you know, he just goes at you. But the thing about people saying like, you know, like Zurdo just like way bigger than Bivol. Well, he might be bigger like, you know, in girth, but he's not bigger like overall like in size. He's just like a big boy, and that won't be in his, you know, in best interest. But it will be interesting to see Bivol reacting to, you know, Zurdo's shot because eventually he's gonna cut him. Because if Joe Smith was able, you know, was able to cut him, you know, and he's like as hell. I think Zurdo will be able to cut him a couple of times, but overall, I gave the fight to Zurdo. I mean, to Bivol. I gave the fight to Bivol or unanimous decision. But it will be such a great fight that, like, don't be surprised if you see a rematch, guys. That was all, guys. Have a good one.
Wait. Before you go, what do we call you? What do we put down here for your name?
Easy Knockout Sniper.
What?
Easy Knockout Sniper. Or
Easy Knockout.
I guess, because I think that's...
Well, now we gotta go with what you said initially. Easy Knockout Sniper. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Easy Knockout Sniper. All right. Well, I get you down for that decision, and we'll see what happens. I did write down that you said it's going to be a great fight. So we'll see what happens. All right there. Easy KO Sniper. And by the way, you're essentially saying, you're one of those people, you're saying size doesn't matter, right?
Wait, what happened?
You're saying size doesn't matter.
I mean, if you know how to use it, yeah. But,
okay, stay there. I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna put you on the line with my wife, and I want you to explain everything you just said right there, right, man? But we're gonna have to switch lines. So thank you for your call there, 201, and we'll catch you on the next one, right, man?
Está bien, dile que el tamaño eso no es nada, que mientras tú la quieras o eso.
Exactamente, pues que no trabajo con la lengua, así que tengo que estar bien metido ahí. Órale, man. Hasta la próxima, man.
No, que ya te estás poniendo viejo, manito. Ya tú sabes. Buenas noches.
No, I'm still fucking young, man. I still got it. All right, listen, 201. Thank you for your call, man. Take it easy out there.
I was just joking, man. Have a good one.
All right. I gotta put him on the line to my wife, man. Just fucking. Anyway, I can't say that on the air. Let's go to another phone call here. 323, you're on the air. 323, what's on your mind?
What's going on, BDA? How's it going? Listen, I'm going to go with Bivol on this one because I am not convinced that Zurdo has enough in the toolbox to take Bivol out. That, and I don't know, man. I still question the guy's discipline. On the other hand, Bivol, he's also kind of predictable. Like, he's in and out. You know, he just comes in and out. It's simple 1-2. If you can figure out that pattern and you can really train for that guy, you probably have a good chance. But I'm going to give a slight edge with the unanimous decision for Bivol, just because of the lack of opposition that Zurdo has faced, and just because of the speed. But I mean, it's hard. This is a really tough one for me, because even watching the Canelo fight or any of the other fights, like with Joe Smith Jr. and any other fights Bivol had, he kind of is predictable. Like it's a little predictable. It's a little his timing is. I mean, if he can really get in there and time that and land a good shot, I don't know, man. So, what do you guys think?
I mean, Gonzalo's going with the opposite. But just before we get to that, what do we call you? And what do we call you first?
Call me Don Madrazos.
Don Madrazos, órale. Okay, another name with a Spanish twist. So you said Bivol, but you said close unanimous decision. You think it's going to be closer than most people are saying?
I think it's going to be close because of the things I'm saying. Like, if you really pay attention to Bivol's fighting, he does have determination. He does stay composed, and these are the biggest strengths that guy has. His consistency, his composure. Somebody touched on I think on that earlier, and I'm going to double down on that part. But also, there is a bit of predictability. Like, there is a bit of a pattern, and I don't think there's a whole lot of tricks that he has. I think he has a little bit more on his side than Zurdo. But then again, Zurdo does, if you land some good hard body shots, who knows? So I'm gonna say it's close. I don't think anybody's gonna knock anybody out. Nobody's gonna knock anybody out. I don't think. But I think it'll go the distance, and I think it'll be a close decision on Bivol's part.
All right. Well, that's what I wrote down there, Don Madrazos. And
but I don't know. I think about Gonzalo. I don't know what you think about how predictable Bivol can look. I mean, I don't know what you think about that.
Gonzalo, break it down. Is Bivol a bit repetitive with his attack, and can Zurdo time that?
Yeah, he's repetitive, but I think it's the thing that we need to consider the different distances that he covers with the feet. It could be like it's not always in and out. It can be in and out in long bounds, and it could be in and out and shorter little like stutter steps. So if you consider like the different variations and in and outs, it could be quite confusing, and that gives them a very that gives them a lot of depth in that dimension.
Okay.
Like he brackets in and out at different distances. In and out, shorter steps in it, and he's aggressive in that style. When he knows that he needs to lay it on and fucking go for the kill, he will. He's aggressive in that regard. Bivol with the ins and outs, so it could be a little bit like impeding in that regard.
I mean, what you're saying about going in for the kill, I think he could have laid it out or gotten Canelo out at some point if he would have just really. I kind of noticed he was doing more arm punches. He wasn't really putting a lot behind those hits. But if he had put more behind those hits, we would have had a different fight with Canelo.
I know that, like in the 10th round, Canelo was looking a little red in the face. I think if he would have stepped it up, that's something to consider. If he didn't go for broke against Canelo when he kind of had him a little like flustered and Canelo was looking tired, what is he gonna do against Zurdo? If Zurdo's bigger and he's nowhere near gonna have him in that position.
It's a good point. That's an excellent point right there, man. Well, listen, Don Madrazos, I got you down for the Bivol close unanimous decision, or closer than most people would expect. And I like the fact that you brought up the doubling down. You said you're going to double down, and sticking to the wife theme, that's what you got to do. You got to double down. When you get in those arguments, like, you fucked my sister. Yeah, I fucked your sister. I'll fuck your grandmother too. What's up? Well, listen, we got to move on there. Don Madrazos, thank you for your call, man. We'll catch you on the next one, all right, man? Call back next time.
All right, man. That's all I got to
right. Take it easy, man. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. DJ Big Leg, I wrote down your prediction. If you guys leave your prediction in the chat, I'll try to get to them while we're doing the show. Or you can leave them in the comment section at the end. Let's go to another phone call here in the meantime. Let's go to 541. 541, you're on the air. 541, what's on your mind?
Yeah, it's me, from Morgan, Marco.
Morgan?
Yeah, Marco.
JP Morgan, all right.
I was just, how you guys doing? I just,
doing fantastic.
I think that,
Now go ahead, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that with the Zurdo and the Bivol fight, I think that Zurdo is really, to me, he seems kind of slow. And I understand everybody says the same thing, like, oh, he's flat-footed. He's not flat-footed, but he's kind of like heavy-footed, but I just feel like, the confidence that Bivol's going to bring into this fight, I just saw Zurdo's last fight, just to kind of get a better prediction. But I think Bivol is going to win decision because of the hand speed. And he doesn't do nothing flashy. He just does just enough to, like, shut down the attack. And I saw that Zurdo kind of just, when you're attacking him, he kind of just stops, kind of like, doesn't shell up, but he kind of just stops. Doesn't try to, like,
yeah, I get what you're saying. That's true.
Counter punch, or he just shells up. He jumps back, and then he pulls his head back. So I'm like a straight 1-2 from Bivol, which, later on in the 10th, 9th round might start building up, because his head, the way he just pulls it back sort of real quick, and his hands down, chin up, pop, pop, So
that's a good point, man.
You never know. With the confidence boost that Bivol might drop him.
So
10, 11 round. But
what's your official prediction then?
I think Bivol's probably going to drop him once, but I think it's going to be a decision. Bivol.
All right.
I think so. The speed. I mean, I've seen Bivol even knock down lazy jabs and just point him kind of with the right. You know what I mean? Right over it.
All right. Well, JP Morgan, I got your prediction down there, JP Morgan. Man. We'll see if your investment pays off. All right, man? Thank you for your call. Call back next time, man. All right, take it easy. Take it easy out there. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Oh, yeah, somebody's mentioning in the chat. We also got David Morrell. Shout out to J. Colt, who says there's also David Morrell. He's fighting some Kazakh guy. I only seen a couple of his fights on YouTube, the Kazakh guy, but he can crack. But other than that, he looks a little ordinary. But then again, sometimes ordinary just means well schooled. All right, let's go to the phone call here. Let's go to 718. 718, you're on the air. 718, what's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air, 718. What's up?
Hello? Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Doing
I'm
fantastic.
NYC Revolution on the chat.
NYC Revolution. All right, man. What's up?
Yeah, nothing. I just really wanted to say something about Lomachenko. That I think that he really looks slow at 135. I think a lot of people would beat him, like Tank.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I keep going, man.
Yeah, I think like Tank or like Shakur Stevenson would beat him, to be honest, right now. And I think Bivol's going to win by decision.
Bivol unanimous. Oh wait, hold on. What type of decision?
12 round. I think it's just gonna box it up.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Like he boxed out
unanimous
Canelo.
split. Unanimous split.
I think split decision.
Split decision. There you go. All right, man. You don't think it's gonna? So okay, so you think it's gonna be a little? You think it's gonna be a little? So hold on. So you think it's gonna be? You're saying it's gonna be competitive then?
A little bit. I think the judges, the judges always go a little bit to the Mexicans, especially,
Judges always go a little bit to the Mexicans. All right. Well, listen, this fight is taking place in, what's it called, Abu Dhabi, so it is neutral territory. But then again, depends on the judges, who the judges are. If there's some of those WBC judges, then they might. But Mexicans lately, we haven't been getting the proper representation that we used to get in some other years. By the way, listen, Revolution, NYC Revolution, I get you down for Bivol split decision. Thank you for your call, and call back next time, all right, man? Take it easy out there.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Let's go to 386 here. 386, you're on the air. 386, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How is everybody?
Is this Action Jackson?
Yeah, I tried to do my best Slugger Sam impression, but
BDA,
it's hard to do that. But
BDA, hold on, BDA,
I gotta
BDA.
Oh, is this asshole really on?
Oh yeah, that was so good. My impersonation was so good. You thought that was Slugger Sam. There you go. Well, go ahead, Jackson.
Oh shit! It sounded just like the guy.
No, you know why? You know why it worked? Because you know why it worked? Because you're probably on the ganja. That's why. But anyway, yes, go ahead, man. What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's got to be quick. I'm getting tapped by the feds. I'm actually not a big ganja guy. I think I just have kind of a relaxed voice. But this is my prediction. Bivol, I'm not saying he stops him, but he's going to beat the shit out of him.
Ooh.
Beat his ass. Can you put that in the prediction?
Absolutely. Bivol unanimous decision by beating.
No, beat the shit out of him.
Oh, okay. Beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. But listen, this is what it comes down to. It's how fast you can fight on your feet going back, your feet going in, and fight going in and out. And Bivol has some of the best. If you look at the best boxers in history, Young Lomachenko, Usyk, Pacquiao, Bivol, Kovalev, what they can do is they can fight switching, like going. It's hard to explain it. I call it like combat boxing footwork. Like when you can do, if you watch him, he's almost like Usain Bolt in there, like moving around, fighting at the same time. So when you have to like land punches on a guy that's freaking moving around at the speed of light, like Usyk, like a young Loma, like Pacquiao, like it's just very. I mean, the timing is split decision timing, and he's just. I don't know. It's just the footwork's going to be too fast, and his decision making is going to be too quick, and he's going to beat the shit out of this guy.
Now let me ask you this, Action Jackson. Have you made a wager? Because I know sometimes you like to do a little bit. Are you going to do that with this fight, or?
Not this time. I'm getting sued by a couple people, so we're keeping it a little conservative this time. But this would be a good. Actually, I don't know, because I think Bivol's a 7-1 favorite, and I don't see the burrito guy. I mean, what's his name? Ramirez. Really doing anything. You know what I mean? So
I caught you with that burrito thing.
Odds.
I caught you with that burrito thing. But hey, action! Please tell me. I mean, obviously you don't want to go into too much detail about what's going on in your legal situation. But please tell me you didn't build a house and it ended up crumbling on the owners. That didn't happen, right?
Well, you're just a freaking fortune teller. I don't know. You're a smart guy, BDA.
Listen,
no more questions, all right?
You want to increase your fortunes, you get on the phone with my attorney and mentor, Raphael Shapiro. You'll walk away scot-free. Hey, you might even be able to counter.
I think I need him. Does he do non-competes? Hell yeah.
There you go. All right, well, listen.
No, that's what's happening, BDA. And I don't think you get good odds because I think Bivol's like a 7-1 favorite, and I don't see anything in the burrito eating opponent. But I'll leave it at that, and you guys have a good one.
All right, Jackson. Thank you for your call, man. Take it easy. Take it easy, man. Yeah, people in the chat are already going after him for the burrito comment. But listen, hey, it's a free-for-all here at BDA Boxing, man. Everybody gets shit on. So, hold on a second. Before we continue, don't forget that like, fellas. Hit the like. Really helps us out. All right, fellas? What else was I going to say about that? People are giving... I want to see if people in the chat are giving their predictions. Jackson... Burrito Jackson, some people are calling him. Why you got to be racial, somebody's saying. No, I haven't seen any predictions. All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 408. 408, you're on the air. 408, what's on your mind?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's up?
Well, my prediction, Zurdo is going to win by knockout on the 11th round.
All right, 11-round knockout.
A minute and a half.
Ballsy. Oh, you're even giving the time. All right, hold on a second. That's what I like.
Yes. If you should see his other knockouts, his timing is just amazing. When he's a warrior. I mean, what it is that he's not as clever and as smart as Bivol. But however, this is a Mexican dude. He has everything waiting for him. You know. His future is coming to become much heavier. You know, fighting on the 195 and above the 200. So he's shooting for something high. Unfortunately, if you see his record, 0 losses. Even though that he fought nobody, but he fought somebody. So that explains, how his hunger of winning this fight is just tremendous. So he's going to put his Mexican blood in front of it. So it's not going to be so much of technicality, but it's going to be very, very bloody.
All right. Interesting. Now, what do we call you?
11 round.
What do we call you? What's your nickname or name that you want us to put down here so we can...
El Señor X.
El Señor qué?
Señor X.
Señor X, okay.
Yeah, El Señor X.
Didn't you call my aunt the other day asking for a ransom? I think that was you.
No.
All right. Because my aunt was telling somebody called with a voice changer saying, "We want to call you," and so I said, "All right." So, but that's not you. Are you in the? Are you in the business? Are you in the adult industry?
No. I'm into architectural and design in the Bay Area.
Okay, that sounds like complete
but
bullshit.
I love boxing.
All right, man. All right, well, listen, I got your prediction down. Very ballsy prediction, man. I gotta tell you. Call back after the show, especially if you get it right, man.
Yeah. Y viva México, cabrones.
Órale, claro que sí, man. All right, take it easy, man. Thank you for your call.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 404. 404, you're on the air. 404, what's on your mind?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, please turn down your radio on the background, or not radio, but your speakers, because I can hear myself in the background there.
Okay, 404. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I have Zurdo.
Zurdo, another Zurdo, all right.
Because he could even beat a Craig Richards, so I don't know what make people think he's so all of that. And he couldn't even beat a little Canelo.
Yeah, but let me tell you a sweet thing. Is a lot of people are saying that because he beat Canelo. And he's beaten a whole bunch of other good light heavyweights. But wait, hold on a second. Did you say you don't think he beat Craig Richards?
He had a hard time with Richards. Bivol did. Craig Richards?
Right, the Brit, yeah.
Bivol had a hard time with Craig Richards' fight.
I don't know about that,
and he
though.
beat a little Canelo. He beat a little man.
And you don't respect little man,
so
right?
we got to see what he gonna do with a big Zurdo.
Right. Well, break it down.
That's what people are not looking at.
Break it down.
See, he got to show what he can do with someone his size. A little bigger.
We had a caller earlier saying
same
size
way
doesn't...
he beat a little Canelo. Now he got somebody bigger than him.
We had a caller earlier say that size doesn't matter. Are you in agreement with that, or do you think size does matter? Are you one of those?
Size does matter. Yes. Yes.
You're breaking my heart.
Because he beat a little Canelo. Canelo is only 5-something. He's 5'8".
All right, so I'm going to write down Zurdo, but I need you to be as specific as possible. What do you think? Stoppage, decision?
Okay, what you say?
I need you to be as concise and precise with your predictions. Stoppage, decision, unanimous decision.
Okay, my prediction, like I said, is Zurdo, Ramirez winning.
Yeah, but how? I just asked you to be specific. Unanimous decision, split decision, majority decision, knockout, TKO. Come on, baby.
Knockout.
Oh, all right. And what do we call you?
Evelyn.
Evelyn?
Evelyn.
Evelyn, all right, like a princess. All right, princess, I got you down. And call back next time, all right? Especially if you get it right.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, so she said knockout. Listen, first of all, hit the like. Really appreciate that. Really helps us out. Fellas, we've got, hold on, let me count here. One, all right, Evelyn that just called in, that's 1, 2, 3. Got 3 people picking Zurdo so far. And some of the people that are picking Bivol are saying that it could be very close or closer than some people are saying. So Gonzalo, Jimmy, what do you think about this? What do you think about what the people are saying?
Yeah, man, it's the theater of the unexpected. It could be a close fight. Oh, by the way, BDA, my pick was Zurdo by split decision. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no, hey, but el Zurdo, no, he's really bringing the ladies out, no, today.
Well, listen, like she said, size matters. And he's a big dude. Like she said, size matters. He's a big dude. The ladies seem to be into that type of stuff. You know what? If I were in the industry right now, I would probably go up to them and say, listen, what the fuck you doing in boxing? You're getting beat up, man. You could come work for me. 1 hour work day, 2 times a month. Pretty good money, man. Pretty good money. If you can perform. If you can get it up. But, yeah, man. I mean, listen, I'm surprised, man. But Gonzalo, some people have, like Jackson, he said Bivol by stoppage. Can you, yes, Bivol by stoppage. Can you, no, excuse me. Bivol by unanimous decision, and he's going to beat the shit out of Zurdo. Can you see that?
Yeah, I'm picking Zurdo, but just because I said that, just because I'm picking Zurdo doesn't mean that can't happen. Obviously, I don't have a fucking crystal ball. And it makes, remember you've told me before, hey, the problem sometimes when I say something that makes a whole lot of sense, I'm kind of with you in that train of thought this time around. That it's like Jackson saying, hey, that makes a lot of sense, but it makes too much fucking sense to most likely be true. Because how many times we think we have an understanding of something in regards to like a prediction, and it turns out to be totally different. I've got some good predictions, but for the most part, we assume something. But how many times does the opposite thing turn out to be? Right?
That's right.
It makes a whole lot of sense what Jackson is saying, and that just kind of raises some eyebrows. Like, really? Sounds too good to be true.
I let me tell you something, Gonzalo. I hope that Jackson wasn't making that prediction under duress, because he said he's being sued currently, some litigation going on in his life, and that could really throw you off for a loop. So maybe his inner reader is a little thrown off, and that's why he's going with that. But look, like you said, theater of the unexpected. Some could say there's no such thing as a sure thing in boxing, but there's some fighters that are so dominant, they come pretty close to a sure thing. By the way, phone lines are still open. Phone lines are still open for another hour, although we might not make it to an hour. So we're already an hour and a half in here. But the phone number is right there in the middle left-hand portion of your screen. So if you want to call in, you're free to do so. Give us your prediction. We're writing them down as we go along. Shout out to Rider of the Storm. Shout out to Rider of the Storm for his contribution with the Super Chat. He says, salute BDA. I got Zurdo in a contentious decision. Whoa. All right. Hold on a second. Let me write that down. Rider of the Storm. And he says, Zurdo, controversial decision.
I also, now that I think about it, Zurdo mentioned something real interesting when he was getting interviewed. He said that the climate over there feels like the weather and the climate in Mazatlan.
Huh.
Very similar. So what would be the climate? Dry and
dry and sandy.
Obviously, it's a desert.
It's gotta be dry and sandy, right? Well, Gonzalo, you were around that. You were around that area, right? You were stationed over there.
It's fucking 110 degrees, 120, and it gets cold at night. But he said he felt like he was at home. So I'm thinking, that's got to benefit Zurdo as well. The weather.
It's gotta be, because I'm from the north of Mexico, and it's pretty dry there too. It's not a desert, but it is. It's pretty dry, and so I got to assume that it might be something similar. But then again, they're going to be fighting indoors. So how much is that gonna? Yeah. I think they're going to be fighting indoors. What else was I going to do? Okay, we got another phone call here before we go back to discussing some of these things. 562, you're on the air. 562, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, BDA? Just listening, trying to get in on this Zurdo Bivol conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to take Zurdo. I think he's the biggest name. I think there's a reason Oscar forced this fight. I think he really believes in Zurdo.
So you're saying Zurdo by decision?
I think it'll be 7-5. I think it's going to be a split decision, 7-5. Going to be a lot of controversy because, people are picking Bivol because it's based on Canelo, which is just not the fight. It's just not an accurate fight. If Canelo could back Bivol up and put him in quarters, what do you think Zurdo's going to do? He can't fight Zurdo like that. I guess the statistic on him is he has the best defense in all of boxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying too about Canelo did have some success there too not success. Well, he had some success in putting him on the ropes. That's right.
Yeah, the fanboys say, "Oh no, Canelo lost 10-2." You could give Canelo 3 or 4 rounds because Bivol tends to have they're both kind of have the same knack. You can knock them. Zurdo could look listless. He's like watching a JoJo Diaz sometimes. He doesn't have that 4th or 5th gear. And sometimes Bivol's been criticized for the same thing, but I think this is the fight that'll bring the best out of both of them.
Well, hopefully, man. Hopefully, we get a good fight there. Now, excuse me, but you sound familiar, man. Who is this again?
Frank.
Frank. Okay, Frank. I got you.
I've been on your show a couple times.
Yeah. But that's why I was. That's why I was saying familiar.
Zurdo, split decision. 7-5. Nobody's giving Zurdo credit. I think what he's gonna have to do, he's gonna have to force Bivol to open up. That's his best chance to win, is to back him up and force him to exchange. And the thing that Zurdo does the best is he places his shots well. He'll throw a couple touch-you shots to land that big shot. So watch out for that.
Yeah,
that's right. All right. Well, listen, Frank, I got your prediction down. Split decision, 7-5 type decision. You think it's going to be you think people are getting it a little bit wrong here, so we'll see, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
And just one last thing. I know we got to give Oscar a lot of credit. The only reason we're getting this fight is because Oscar De La Hoya. I know he's getting shit from Munguia, but he's moving his fighters the way he knows how. And I think he really believes in Zurdo. So, I think he's the biggest name. He's the biggest threat to Canelo if he wins. So I want to see it.
All right, Frank. We'll see what happens tomorrow, man. It should be exciting for sure. Thank you, man. Call back next time, Frank. Take it easy out
It
there.
will. Okay, thank you.
All right. Who else we got here?
Very astute observations. The whole tap, tap, tap to land a hard shot. And if Bivol in and out, I can't imagine anything worse than running into a punch to the belly when your core's not like fucking tight.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, because that's how you get hurt when you're not expecting the body shot and you're punching, and you're not, because when you get somebody goes to the body, you gotta breathe out. You don't hold the fucking air in. So there's that when you're punching, but you're not letting it all out as much as when you can see the punch coming. So, I mean, yeah, at least the people that are picking Zurdo are, for the most part, they're giving us a breakdown of how they see that happening. And let's go to another phone call here. And don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Let's go to 602. 602, you're on the air. 602, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Doing fantastic. Hope you're doing fantastic as well, man. What's up?
Going home from work. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Zurdo's going to get beat by Bivol.
Uh-huh.
So, I said Bivol's going to win by UD.
UD? All right. You think he's going to beat him up? Like Jackson said?
No, he's not going to beat him up. He's just more responsible in every way possible.
All right. Is that like so? Okay, so you just want to go Bivol unanimous decision. Who is this?
Jay.
No, wait a minute. Is this Jay Money or just Jay? Come on.
No, it's Jose.
Jose. Okay, because I didn't know you sound like Jay Money a little bit.
Hey,
right.
I have a couple things.
Go ahead.
Can we ask Gonzalo why are his shows private? I can't see them.
Gonzalo, why are your shows
Is
private?
Lobito's boxing?
Yeah, well, let's see what he says.
Oh, okay, no, yeah. No, never mind. Now, sometimes I'm drinking a little beers, just fucking around, and yeah.
Pinche cabrón, I try to, los quiero ver, cabrón, y luego this is private.
All right, no, hey, I'm gonna do some more videos. Okay, I'm gonna do some more videos.
Okay.
Yeah, and I gotta go in there every time. I gotta go back and change the private. I don't know. It's one of those things. I gotta check my tablet.
Oh, okay. Okay, chingón. Otra cosa.
Dale.
Tell your regulars not to not go. Tell your regulars not to go on to Ring IQs and try to debate because they suck.
You cut off. What did you say about Ring IQ?
I said tell your regular listeners not to go debate with him because your regulars suck. That I Am Your Leader guy just got destroyed, and so did the guy that's in love with David Benavidez. So they should just not do that.
Wait a minute. Ben, are you talking about the other guy? Are you talking about Mirage?
No, I Am Your Leader.
No, but you said there was a guy that was
up to. No, I think it's Logical Man.
Well, he's certainly not one of our regulars.
Yeah, they pobrecitos. Yeah. Every time they go over there, they get body bagged.
I mean, listen, I don't. We're not part of. Those guys aren't panelists, so I don't know, man. Everyone has their own opinion, man. But yeah, man, if you're gonna, Benavidez.
Qué bueno que they're not your panelists because they suck.
Oh, come on, man! Don't be mean. But what was the discussion about? Now you got me curious. What was the discussion about Benavidez?
Okay, so Logical Man. So Logical Man was trying to say that Benavidez would be Canelo, and then I Am Your Leader guy was being weird because I guess he likes Tyson Fury, but doesn't. I don't know. It was just weird.
Wait a minute, because now I'm curious.
Trying to argue.
Right, but Logical Man, are you talking about a black dude or?
Logical Man, it's a black kid, right?
Yeah, but when was this, first of all, too, as well?
When was this? So I Am Your Leader was like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, pobrecito, he got destroyed and everybody was laughing at him.
Whoever the black dude was, when was that?
Oh, that was like a month ago or so.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't what's his name? That wasn't Logical Man. That was Rare Breed. And yeah, we disagree with.
Oh yeah, Rare Breed. Yeah. Sorry.
I heard that. I heard that, and like right off the bat, he goes, "Well, nobody wants to see Golovkin Canelo," and Ring IQ goes, "Well, I mean, more people want to see more." Right, more people want to see that because it's the biggest fight. So obviously, more people want to see that than Benavidez. So he just started off the wrong foot, man. I mean, would it be more competitive? Well, now in hindsight, yeah. But I mean, you can't say that's not a big fight. It's nonsensical. But anyway, listen, caller, we do have to move on to another call, man. All right, so I got you down, Jose, for Bivol unanimous decision. All right, sound good?
Okay, sí. Te hablo mañana.
Órale, hasta la próxima, man.
Are you guys going live tomorrow?
Probably. Yeah, probably after the fight, man.
Okay, para subirme. Ya está.
¿Subirte? Ok, mejor bájate. Órale, hasta la próxima, man.
Para subirte a hablar, cabrón.
ya sé. Es que sonó medio raro, man. Para subirme. All right, take it easy, man. Thank you for your call, man.
All right, take care.
Yeah, don't be dirty. Don't be dirty with me, man. I'm not LGBT here. All right, let's go to... Hey, by the way, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the like. Really helps us out. 646.
It almost sounded like he was just trying to mount something up.
Exactly, yeah, man. Dame las nalgas, he was saying. 646, you're on the air. 646, what's on your mind?
Yo, that's me?
Yeah, that's you, man. What's going on? You tell me, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Good, man. Yo, check this out, man. Congratulations on your show. You have a wonderful show. First of all, let me get that out of the way. So I'm picking Zurdo by battery.
Oh.
Assault and battery.
All right.
Yeah, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man. This, anybody that uses Canelo as some kind of barometer for what's going to happen in the ring with Zurdo Ramirez is out of their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Completely two different fighters. And let me tell you something, Bivol. The thing about Bivol that people don't seem to remember is that when he came up with HBO, he was supposed to be a knockout artist. That's what they sold him as. He was supposed to come up like the Eastern Bloc, like the Triple Gs, the Kovalevs, and he failed at that. He was not an exciting fighter. He's not an exciting fighter. You know, not that takes anything away from the guy's skills, but it is what it is. He never sold anything, and nobody was interested in him, and Canelo picked him because he thought he could beat him. Right? So then he gets in the ring and gets a chance to really put a stamp on his career. And in some ways he did, but he would have put a bigger stamp on his career if he would have stopped Canelo, but he doesn't like to get hit. He does not like to get hit. Now, conversely, Zurdo Ramirez has a chance right now to change his fortunes in a way that he never expected. And the reason why he left Top Rank was because he felt that Bivol was the easier path, right? Top Rank got him a whole. They still believed in the kid. They offered him $1.5 million to fight Felix Valera on the Fury Wilder 2 undercard, a big spot, and he walked away from that looking for Bivol because there's a story, and I'm surprised nobody on your show has talked about this, but there's a video by Eli Setback where he interviews what's the Diaz, what's his trainer here? He's pretty famous.
Joel Diaz.
What's his name?
Yeah, Joel Diaz. Well, right? I don't know if it's his trainer, but yeah, he works with them as well.
Yes, it is. He's in the corner with them, and he also has his Russian people with him. Eli Setback corners them like in a hotel room, not a hotel room, but in a hotel lobby. And this is before the fight was announced. And another thing that nobody's talking about is that he didn't want this fight. Eddie Hearn did not want the fight. He didn't want the fight. They tried to petition the WBA to get away from this man. You understand? This was a mandated fight. Let's not act like he's just walking in there, you know, looking for that fight. Zurdo's walking in there. He's a happy fighter, and a happy fighter, we all know, it's a dangerous fighter, right? So the thing is that when he asked Joel Diaz, this is before the WBA finally stamped out, made the final decision. he asked him, how come? Because they were talking about Canelo rematch, and then Eli said, well, how about Zurdo? And then Joel Diaz, that fight's not going to happen because when you get a guy in the ring who's going to get in the ring and weigh 205 pounds, that's not right. I'm like, yo, that told me a lot about what the thinking was in that camp.
Interesting, man. That's interesting.
Bivol's a hell of a fighter, but the thing about Zurdo is he's going to have reach. He comes from a very, was he a Mexican Olympian, right? He's seen all the styles because when you come up the top rank route, they put you in with every single style there is, right? And the fact that he didn't fight anybody that was anybody, because he was on the top rank island and he couldn't get a fight. Bob Arum tried to get to kidnap, what's his name, David Benavidez. A lot of people don't remember that, but he tried to really just hijack David Benavidez from Samson Lukovic, and they almost had to go to court over it. So he couldn't get the fight. So they bring him they bring him Elliot Alvarez and Joe Smith, and they bring him the whole 175-pound division, and he decides to abscond to go the easier route. He sees the easier route with Bivol. He's seen food on that table, bro.
Interesting. Now, see, this is the first I'm hearing. Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of this, and I'm not calling you a liar, but I'm just saying I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing of this. I'd be curious to see if somebody else can fill in some of the gaps in there, or if there are any gaps. But see, this is the first time I've heard of this, but that's very interesting. Number two, you said, hold on a second, you said...
Say that again?
You said Zurdo by assault and battery. You want to add rape to that as well, or...
I'm so sorry, my brother, but you broke up. I didn't understand.
I'm not breaking up. You're breaking up. But listen, what do we call you?
Azabache 137 on Twitter. Alexis Rivera on FB, and Next Level Boxing Talk on YouTube, brother.
Next Level Boxing Talk. All right, man. Well, I got you by Zurdo, assault and battery. And anything else you want to say before we move on?
Yes. That's it, man. Beautiful show. Thank you, man. For the show that you're putting on. Oh, can you explain one thing to me?
Sure.
You're in Canada, no?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm confused, brother, because I'm like hearing you like, yo, the people parece que están, like in East LA or some shit. But then you say you're in Canada. How did that happen? One day you got to say that story, bro.
It's a long story,
Peace.
man.
Thank you for taking my call. Later.
Peace, man. Yeah, I'm glad he gave us that little insight into the Zurdo thing. I'd never heard that, man. So maybe that's why Bivol seems a little pissed in there. Maybe he didn't want to get that fight. By the way, I'm getting a communique here from the BD Board of Directors saying not everybody that's in the chat or in the Open Lines Friday is part of the BD organization. That's what the disclaimer says as well. In fact, I think I'm getting a directive here that some of these people are from the BD Whackback. So just because you see some people in the chat or some people in the open panel, that doesn't mean they represent us. But we certainly appreciate fostering a community here where everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. I've said it before, open door policy. Even our best or most heinous critics, everybody can come here and voice their displeasure with the show. But hopefully we get more people being, what's the word I'm looking for here? Showering us with praise. I don't usually shower, but if I could shower with praise every day, I would be doing it every day. As it stands, I'm going all natural. All right, let's go with 760 here. 760, you're on the air. 760, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, BDA? It's Don Chingazos. You're breaking up a little bit, but when it comes to the prediction, I think it's a 50-50 fight, but of course I got to pick somebody in this fight, and I think Zurdo's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I think Zurdo wins is because he has the size advantage. He's 6'3", 75-inch reach, as opposed to Bivol, who is 6 foot with 72-inch reach. And the reason I bring that up is because the style that Bivol uses is in and out, and he's all about controlling the distance, dealing with the jab, and it's hard to go in and out against a fighter like Zurdo, who has a good jab and he goes for the body shots, who has power and he has a size advantage. It's very hard to go in and out like that. we've seen Pacquiao do it, but I mean, Pacquiao's a legend. We're talking about the best of the best right here. So it's a very difficult fight for Bivol in that sense, because Zurdo could just control the middle of the ring and wait for Bivol to do his in and out, and when he comes in, he could catch him in with a straight or an uppercut, because from close range, Zurdo has a killer uppercut. I don't know if you guys noticed, and Zurdo likes to go to the body a lot, which means if Bivol takes a lot of punishment to the body, that's gonna slow down Bivol's footwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the style that Bivol carries relies on the footwork.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you.
I'm going in with a win with Zurdo.
Oh, okay.
Winning by this. I win by Zurdo because just Zurdo coming in victorious, because it's hard to tell if it's gonna be a KO or a decision. It's very hard.
All right, that's fine.
So yeah, I got Zurdo coming out victorious.
Fantastic. Am I still coming in choppy here?
No, you're good, BDA.
Okay, Don Chingazos. By the way, Don Chingazos, have you tried commenting today on the chat?
Yeah, I tried earlier, and
for fuck's sake,
it's not working. But yeah, I understand. It's just a glitch, bro.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. No, you don't understand. See, you're saying you understand, but you don't understand. I got OCD, man. This shit's driving me insane. But anyway, listen, Don Chingazos, thank you for your support, man. Always appreciate you calling in. We'll talk later, all right, man? Take it easy out there.
All right, BDA, and enjoy your Friday, bro.
You too, man.
Later.
You too. Take it easy, man. All right, let's go. Don't forget,
Felt. Those pretty good points.
Yeah, well,
Don Chingazos been on point.
Yeah, before we go to the next phone call, what do you think so far? You think Zurdo... by the way, do you think Zurdo 6'2", or he looks more like 6'3", right?
Oh, he's got that puffy hair. No, he's a big dude. You can tell by the size of his forearms, and he's probably got big hands as well. The guy's a light heavyweight. Even bigger, man. 204. And he's not necessarily... He's not fat. He's just fucking physically big for a Mexican.
Yeah. He looks like he's got a big torso, too. Like a thick trunk. You know what I mean? It's weird. Maybe that's how he probably gets his strength from or something. I don't know, man. But he's like a Mexican.
Yeah, he probably got a hell of a chin too. He got like a square head, like a square chin. He looks like Buzz Lightyear, you know?
He looks
Buzz
like
Lightyear. What's the same Buzz Lightyear?
I mean, he's also like
Future and Beyond or what?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a good comparison. Also, he looks a little bit like Lurch, the Mexican Lurch, Lucho. Oh, what was in Spanish? It's not Lucho, right? That's what I'm calling him. Anyway,
Pedrochito.
Is that what his name was?
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I forget, but yeah.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's go to another phone call, man. Let's go to 805. 805, you're on the air. 805, what's on your mind?
How's it going, fellas?
Doing fantastic. Hope you're doing fantastic as well, man. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just going to get straight to the point. I think Bivol's going to win. I won't be surprised if Bivol does pull an upset. I mean, Zurdo pulls off the upset. And honestly, if he does, I think it'll change the landscape for possibly maybe Mexican boxing. Now, he's got the more entertaining style, and then, you know, maybe him and Canelo could tell it, assuming he could pull off the win.
You know, Zurdo versus Canelo, man. Jeez, Luis. Can you imagine the money that would make with the Mexican community?
Mexican Independence Day.
Oh, yeah. I can see it already, man. But by the way, is this Amok or who is this?
Yeah.
Amok, all right. So you're saying Bivol, but you're not going with a specific method?
Yeah, I mean, I do give, Zurdo the chance because if I remember correctly, there was times where Canelo, went inside Bivol's guard. But, I asked myself, does Zurdo really have the footwork and hand speed like Canelo? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the big question, man. That is the big question. So you're going with Bivol by win. And if he wins and Beterbiev gets past Yardy, that should be the big fight there. What else, Mama? Anything else you want to say, man?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Even if he were to pull off the win against Bivol, I don't know if he has the style to beat Beterbiev, but, I mean, that's just me.
No. Yeah. If he beats Bivol, and it's a big if, but if Canelo's gonna be all over that. He's gonna want to go after that guy because then they can market it as he's fighting the guy that beat him, and then on top of that, like I said, big Mexican money. It's just a win-win all around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Amak, anything else, man?
No. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Call back next time, man. Take it easy. All right. Well, listen. That's a lot of phone calls, man, and that's a lot of predictions. And I'm seeing. Let me just count how many people are picking overall. So I'm your leader says Zurdo. Gonzalo says Zurdo. Hold on a second. El Señor X says Zurdo. Fucking names. Evelyn says Zurdo as well. Rider of the Storm says Zurdo. Frank says Zurdo. Astabache said Zurdo by assault and battery. All right, so we got like 7-8 people here. Don Chingasos went with Zurdo as well. It's a lot of people picking Zurdo, man. Why are we? Gonzalo, are you tempted to put? I know you're surrounded by Asians over there in the Philippines. You think they're gonna catch the Asian bug and maybe place a couple of wagers, or?
What do you mean, BD? I don't understand.
Are you gonna bet? Are you gonna gamble? Put a little money on Zurdo.
No. It's man, it could go either way. But I'm just saying, for some reason, it could go either way. I could make a compelling case for Bivol as well. Mm-hmm. But I think Zurdo, he looked very confident, and the size, and like I said, that doesn't always pan out. So we think about Joshua Usyk. I know different divisions. This is an example. He's slower on the trigger to what you mentioned. That if he thinks about it too much, Bivol can get him, and certainly that could be the story of the whole fucking fight. If you're second and you're always last, hey, boxing, it fucking counts. I mean, you're always landing and the other guy's missing. I mean, yeah, you're gonna win the fight. And doesn't mean that the guy that you could catch Bivol on the counters and then hurt him. But Bivol's a tough dude, man. But for some reason, I'm picking Zurdo Ramirez. Not only because I'm Mexican as well. I want him to win too. Mm-hmm. I want him to win because I think he's good for boxing. But Bivol's a good fighter too.
Yeah, but like you said in the beginning, you're not 100% confident. You're not saying Bivol's not going to win. And like you said, it's sort of like a gimmick pick. You're having fun with it.
Yeah, why not? People take things too seriously nowadays on the boxing YouTube community.
Absolutely.
Shit gets a little toxic, man. Motherfuckers need to relax, man. It's a fucking sport.
I completely agree with you, man. Like, hey, listen, I said this on the Discord the other day. Pigeon says it all the time. Says the internet's just a bit of fun, bruh. If an alcoholic transvestite takes it easier than you are, then there's a problem right there. So yeah, stop taking everything so seriously. People get so upset about what's being said on the internet. It's just a bit of fun, man. We're here to have fun. If you don't like it, go back to the real world, man. In the real world, people are not going to be as disrespectful, man. But here, anything goes. Okay, so I got pugilisms. I got your prediction down. Let me just see if I can see some other predictions here. Some rando says, put my prediction down as Spain. Okay, I'm not going to write that down, man. It's going to look stupid, man. Wise guy says Bivol. Okay, he doesn't say how, but I'm going to write it down nonetheless. Wise guy says Bivol. Unanimous decision. And by the way, Gonzalo and Jimmy, after this fight, if Bivol wins and Beterbiev wins, Bob Arum has come out in the last couple of weeks and said that he is willing to make the fight. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a good fight. I mean, it just goes to show styles, man. Like, you put Zurdo against Bivol, I don't know. That's crazy because that dude's fucking destructive. But Bivol, he got a good style. I mean, may the best man win, and either fight is good for boxing. Zurdo versus Beterbiev or Bivol versus Beterbiev for all the marbles, unification bout. Why not?
Okay. Why not, man? Hey, by the way, so you're saying Zurdo could beat Bivol, but you don't think he beats Beterbiev?
Well, he would probably catch a beating. Like, it would be a war. It would be a war, and I don't because Zurdo got a tough chin. So if he catches a lot of punches and isn't necessarily getting like knocked out, and he's there for the 12 rounds, man, because we know better. Beavis has knocked everybody out. He's taken it into deep waters where his opponents have lasted maybe 10, 11 rounds, but ultimately he KOs him. Maybe he doesn't KO Zurdo, but Zurdo takes a lot of punches. That'd be like, man, it's crazy. Going the distance with better BF. I mean, the guy's older.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, man. That's what I'm saying. But by the way, real quick, King in the chat says, I want
and another thing, BDA, another thing.
What's that?
Another thing, one runner, real quick. Given that this is Zurdo's biggest test, he's fighting for 75, and they say when you become champion, it makes you, 30% better. Let's say he fucking wins, then, because I think Zurdo is a hell of a fighter, probably like in sparring, because you're not going all out. So at that pace, when you're sparring Zurdo, like 50, 60, 70%, given his physical advantages, and at his own pace, he's probably fucking hell. But certainly he's going to have to step it up here. He's going to have to raise the bar to a different level, and he's confident. But if he wins, and he can certainly like raise his game by 30%, that might put some sense into Zurdo. Hey, look, I'm the fucking star now, and propelled by that thinking, that motivation, like in his heart of hearts, he could probably discover something about his ability or become better. In other words.
Yeah, man, that's a thing. That's an excellent point, Gonzalo. He's probably inspiring. There's guys like that. There's guys that look fantastic in sparring. You go, holy shit, this guy's good. Then they go in the ring and something happens, whether you freeze or I don't know, something happens, and that's what Zurdo. Yeah.
No, it's just he's good like that. But so at a certain pace, Zurdo is just like really good. But in an actual fight against the best opponent that he's ever faced, he's probably have to raise the bar like he has never before. And I think he's looking very confident. That I don't have no doubt that he can find that motivation to do that. So, but if he raises his game and sometime he could pick up from that. He can learn from that, man. We might get an improved Zurdo from here on out. So it's just his ability to believe in himself and become a better fighter, like in an actual fucking fight.
He's got the star potential. He's Mexican. He can crack. He's got that undefeated record that everybody loves. I mean, the potential is there, but he's got a big test tomorrow, man. Big test tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. All right, hold on. We got a lot of things going here. We've got more phone calls coming in. I thought we were going to end it, but the phone lines just came in. Well, stay there, people. Stay there on the line. We'll get to you real quick. Shout out to Dennis F. from Boston. Dennis from Boston. Shout out to Dennis from Boston. He says, Zurdo by split decision over safety first. Bivol. Whoa. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Dennis is he's another dude that knows what he's talking about. He's going by Zurdo? Wow. Hold on a second. Dennis from Boston. Shout out to Dennis for his contribution to the super chat. He says, Zurdo split decision. Safety first, Bivol. I was going to go wee-wee, but we got, like I said, we got some phone calls. By the way, there was a guy in the chat named King. He said he wants to see Zurdo beat Floyd Mayweather's record. Imagine that, man. Yeah, imagine. Hey, if Zurdo breaks the record, you're never going to hear the end of it. All right, callers, stay there. Some people are saying that the line doesn't work. All right, hold on a second. Let's see if it works. Let's go to 915 here. 915, you're on the air. 915, can you hear me?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Hope you're doing fantastic as well, man. What's up?
Yeah, brother, I'm taking Zurdo tomorrow by split. And write me down for Plant over Benavidez fucking giraffe ass.
All right. Well, we'll get to that when it happens, bro. Hey, what's your name, by the way, or nickname? What do you want?
Yeah, but I got Zurdo winning tomorrow, bro, and I've had Zurdo being one of the best for a while already.
Really?
I have Zurdo beating Canelo too if they ever fight as well.
Whoa.
And I'm a Canelo fan, bro, and I don't think Canelo wants any part of that big dude in the ring at all.
So, like they say, you know how they say in English, he doesn't want that smoke. You're saying when it comes to Mexico, he doesn't want that humo. He doesn't want the humo.
Because I feel like Zurdo would put him down, bro. It's a bad matchup for Canelo. Dos Mexicanos adentro, bro, and Zurdo. He's one of the
that's true.
Mexicans.
Hey, you know what?
Too, bro.
That's true. Mexicans stick together, and you left me hanging there when I bombed with that fucking Umo joke. You should have picked me back up, man. So what do we call you, man? For your prediction.
Call me Smokey.
Smokey. There you go. Hey, there you go. Smokey, Zurdo, split decision. How confident? I'm curious. I should have asked this to everybody that picked Zurdo. How confident are you in your pick?
I'm pretty confident, bro.
Huh.
I've been telling my barber is a big boxing fan, and I've been telling him for the past year that Zurdo beats Canelo. That's how confident I am that he should beat Bivol.
Is your barber a boxing fan, or are you annoying him talking about boxing?
No, we just debate. Because he also likes Zurdo. He's taking Zurdo tomorrow for the win as well.
Oh, really? There you go. You convinced him. All right, Smokey, a little bit of advice. Don't piss off your barber, because he'll chop your ear off. Leave you like Evander Holyfield. Smokey, I got you.
You're fucking on my hair, bro. But have a good night, guys.
All right, Smokey, thank you for your call, man. Call back next time. Take it easy. All right. Who's next here? Let's go to 480.
People like to chop it up in the barbershop, Skittle.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of the few places where people still congregate and talk in person. 480, you're on the air. 480, what's on your mind? 480, you're on the air. Can you hear me? 480, you're on the air. All right, 480, going
hey,
once. Hey, good, man, good. Now I can hear you. What's up, man?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of laggy on the phone. I got Zurdo just because he's just a bigger dude, man. He just runs over people, you know. So it's going to be Bivol's first test. And obviously Zurdo's first test too, but it's just Zurdo's just a big guy. He's just going to rehydrate and just going to be too much for Bivol. That's my opinion.
All right. So you're saying Zurdo because he's bigger. Now you want to go with unanimous decision, stoppage?
See, that's the hard part because they're fighting in the other side of the world. And I think if it's a split decision, they're going to give it to Bivol. If it was in the U.S., pues ya tú sabes, la raza. The judges are going to give it to the Mexican because the money comes in the U.S. and Las Vegas. We're closer to Mexico, la raza. But since it's in the other side of the world, I heard that they have a lot of Russians that go vacation down there. So maybe it's a reason they're doing it down there, you know, just so it can be a benefit for Bivol over the judges. But in order for Zurdo to win, I think he has to really go for it and to a knockout. He can't leave it to the judges' decision.
Yeah, okay. So I got you by Zurdo by decision because he's bigger. All right. What do we call you? What's your nickname name?
I can't hear you, man. But anyways.
No. What do we call you? What do we call? I wrote down your prediction. I wrote down your prediction. I wrote down your prediction. Maybe I got a screen. I wrote down your prediction. What do we call you? What do we call you?
Oh, Momo.
No, come on, man. What the fuck? That's not all right. Whatever. What am I gonna start arguing with the guy? All right, listen, Momo. I got you down. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know why the connection is chopping up, but thank you for your call. Call back next time, right, man? Take it easy, Momo.
Hey, thanks, man. See you later, bro.
Take it easy, man. Ooh, all right. That was a lot of phone calls, man. I don't know if there's gonna keep on coming. Gonzalo and Jimmy, you guys think you can hold the fort?
Yeah.
Or should we end it? Or should we end it?
Yes, I am.
Should we end it or?
No. I want to hear Jimmy talk something about, Crawford boxing.
No, I'm kidding. See, that's a sound effect. I'm not pissing here in front of everybody. I'll be right back. You guys take over, right? I'll be right back.
What were you asking, Gonzalo?
This fight, man, what else is going on?
Well, There's the whole. What did you think about? What did you think about? Getting, Errol Spence releasing that phone call he had with. They release a phone call. He records a phone call he's having with what's his name, and then releases it like it's espionage. You know what I mean? My thing is, I think they know they sign a non-disparagement clause, so I guess they can say certain things publicly in a phone call. They can say, "Well, I didn't know, I was being recorded, so therefore I'm not liable." I mean, I don't understand the whole thing behind that, but I mean, obviously they knew that.
But still, he sounds reasonable in his explanation, and that doesn't make PBC and Errol Spence any better because we know that how they move. They're pretty fucking shady. But I mean, what does this mean? Is the fight ever gonna take place?
I think Showtime's in real trouble, bro. I think the leader, up and quitting, the head guy just up and quitting, and the things being said, getting louder that it looks like they're going to just be folding that thing over into Paramount. And they put a lot of money into the Jake Paul fight, and even Jake Paul made a comment about that he believes the numbers are pretty bad. Like nobody's really getting into his fights anymore because not really selling. He's saying that it didn't even hit 300K, which, I guess for a boxer would be decent today, but not for the amount of advertising they put into this fight. So I think Showtime's really cautious. And I know that yesterday they put out a statement that they canceled the plant. The Benavidez Ugatagi, whatever his name is, fight because of the fans' displeasure. It's like, wait a minute, you really? So all of a sudden, the fucking PBC cares about whether the fans are upset about one of their mismatches? No, I think that Showtime now, I think is especially watching their dollars as much as possible. So I think that's why they canceled that fight. Did you hear how they canceled that fight? He's now second time they ended up canceling. He was supposed to fight him 2 years ago when they didn't, but so they look like they're pushing the Plant Benavidez fight for early next year.
Well, that's a good thing because if you can't work with other promotional companies, you got Plant and Benavidez within the same entity. So, man, that fight makes a whole lot of sense. At least work within yourself. And yeah, I'm glad we're getting that fight.
Hey, fellas, real quick. Denny's F from Boston. I already read your super chat, but I'll read it again because you're a regular, man, and we always appreciate your contributions. He says, Zurdo by split decision over safety first, Bivol. Got that written down there. Dennis, thank you for your contribution. Are you fellas talking about the whole Showtime thing going on? Jake Paul and all that too as well?
Yes.
Jimmy, I don't want to get into the. Listen, yes. We'll get into that Terrence Crawford whole Spence drama later at another time because we're short on time right now. But it was interesting that De La Hoya on Twitter started jumping in and telling people, "Hey, look, everything I've been saying about the PBC has been proven correct." In fact, somebody in the comment section of one of our podcasts said, "I think De La Hoya listens to BDA Boxing and everything that Jimmy's been saying because he was pretty much saying what you've been saying." What do you think about was this something that was expected, that you thought it was all going to crumble down? And is this just the beginning of the house of cards falling down?
I think it's deep into it. I do agree with that. I believe especially where the Jake Paul fight looks like it didn't do well. So, geez, I don't know. Showtime, I'm sure they're really they got big eyes on Espinoza right now, not to put on any more dog fights. I think they're just he's lost his ability to just they're going to watch every dollar basically, especially with Bellator. Like I said, so I think they're going to be folding. They're going to be announcing Showtime's going to be turned into folding into Paramount app. So they're going to have to either start putting on an app like go the app route, or get another network. And the fact that Fox didn't even finish out the deal with them tells you that. I mean, what other network going to work with? He's already burned bridges with NBC, ABC, So I don't know what he's going to do from here, but it looks sad. There's definitely some cracks in paradise, more and more. But I think a lot of that has to do with the whole fucking, they recorded their phone call and that type of bullshit. It's just all too bizarre. But yes, once people have the ability to talk and not worried about being sued, I think you can hear a lot more about how guys wanted to make certain fights and they never got made because Heyman didn't allow it, and there was nothing they could say publicly about it. But yeah,
interesting, man. I mean, yeah, because there's one of these tweets where the lawyer says, "Don't you fucking get it? Al Heyman is the cancer here. When I promoted Broner, Spence, Leo, I think he's talking about Santa Cruz, Deontay Wilder, Thurman, etc. They were relevant, and I had a plan for them to become stars. Now they're just fighting one time a year, if that. Wake up, you idiots!" I gotta tell you, man, it's hard to disagree with Oscar here because take a look at fucking Lucas Matisse. I think he was promoting Lucas as well, or maybe he was co-promoting him. I don't know. But Lucas Matisse really started destroying guys circa 2011. By 2013, he was fighting Danny Garcia. I mean, and Danny Garcia was on the path seemed like he was on the path to greatness. And then he switches over to 2014, switches over to Showtime. All those guys leave De La Hoya because they think they're going to get that Mayweather money. And what happened? A lot of those careers got stalled. Like Gonzalo said, Gonzalo thinks that the reason why Danny Garcia was crying after his last fight and having a midlife crisis of sorts is because he started realizing, holy shit, my career's ending. And I wasted a whole bunch of time here, 5 years with the PBC, fighting twice a year maybe, if that. And fighting, no offense to Paulie Malignaggi, but I mean, at that point, Paulie Malignaggi was getting just put up as an opponent. Robert Guerrero, that's another guy that Danny Garcia fought. Brandon Rios, I mean, you think that's what people are going to look at in Canastota? Maybe this version of Canastota, where they just let anybody in, doors wide open, kind of like the border. But I mean, it's not, listen, the PBC, people go, well, why do you shit on the PBC? Because don't you get it? Like De La Hoya said, it's the reason why, or one of the big reasons. Because all the other promotional entities, they got their own problems as well. Let's not get it twisted. But the PBC, more than any other, man, more than any other, stalling fights, NDA agreements, non-disclosure agreements where people can talk and voice their displeasure, upfront money, no upfront money rather, percentages, shady dealings. I mean, come on, man. If you're still buying and drinking the PBC, not Kool-Aid, because that's not technically what they were drinking in Jonestown, but if you're still drinking that Flavor-Aid, I don't know what to tell you. You're not a boxing fan. You're a fan of promotional entities. Get the fuck out of here. But, yeah, man. But Jimmy, you know what I want to say, and Gonzalo too? I want to say this about the Crawford-Spence saga. Just one statement. That's it. I'm not going to... I do think people have been wasting enough time with those two. Whether it's Spence was in the wrong, or maybe Crawford, or 60% Spence, 40% Crawford, whatever. Both those guys, the way they've been acting on Twitter, have shown that they have some disdain for boxing fans. They don't really care about us. The way they've been talking, like, hey, focus on your own lives, as if people are spending 24 hours a day, reading every fucking thread and every post about the Spence Crawford fight. Here's the thing: these guys need to understand. Boxing is a small sport. It's a rare sport. It's a niche sport. There's not that many fans. You start pissing off those fans. They're the reason why. We're the reason why these guys are driving Lamborghinis and all that and living a good life. They think that, if we piss off the boxing fans, the casuals are going to watch us. Newsflash, the casuals don't give a shit about you. They don't even know who you are. So don't piss off the boxing fans because it's a two-way line of communication here. We're customers at the end of the day. Yeah, you get in the ring, you take the risk. But guess what? We're taking a risk by paying for your asses to watch your asses box. You understand that? So I think that's what people need to understand too about this Crawford-Spence fiasco. Both of those guys were asking for too much money. Crawford, okay, maybe he wanted to make the fight more than Spence. But at the same time, Crawford's a guy that was getting paid a lot of money for fighting no-hopers over at Top Rank. And he still has the goal to play victim and tell fans to go fuck themselves. Same thing with Spence. I'm tired of both those guys. I've been tired for the past 2 months, but we just had to talk about it because every fucking week there was something new. But it's enough with those fucking guys. Drop them. We got a fantastic fight
Hey,
tomorrow.
BDA, and it's the same thing for it's the same thing for Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, because they come out and say, "Oh, it's very close to happening." They put all these statements to get the fans riled up. Then all of a sudden, we kind of knew it was going to happen. Oh, it was never going to happen.
Exactly.
Debbie Downer fucking type of stuff on the internet. And I was like very disillusioned. People get disillusioned, but people are getting kind of like, fuck it, man. We're not really going to listen to what you got to say because we don't know how it's going to end up anyways.
Exactly. And it's what people love to talk about, Gonzalo. People love that type of drama. And look, the numbers show it too. Why not? If you know, we're here for numbers too to a certain extent. But at some point, you got to go, look, the fight wasn't going to happen, man. And enough people, enough educated people and insiders were saying it. And yet people were still putting on their red shoes, clicking their heels and wishing upon a star. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I was poo-pooing it right from the get-go. I never gave that story any legs. Because I said, yeah, they can agree on terms. You know, they can both say on Twitter, oh, yeah. And Davis, another reason I think there's no money over at the PBC, I think that's starting to become a real thing. Is just even in Spence's response, which there's no way those tweets, that thread he tweeted yesterday about, what was it, the day before yesterday, Spence, you know, his response about all this was, no way that was him. Somebody fed him all those things about, like, it just his response. You could just so tell it wasn't his language, just the way it was worded and what he said.
Yeah.
And he admitted, oh, well, that's well, I'm not getting a guarantee either. What do you mean you're not getting a guarantee? It's the biggest fight in boxing, whether, you know, money-wise, but still, it would have been one of the biggest fights in boxing, and they can't even guarantee him their purse. So that means there's no money. And I think that's the reason that's behind Davis a lot of cryptic tweets lately about, you know, he's doing it, you know, insulting them again, you know, I'm on my own. I think it's certain things like they can't say nothing. He can't say nothing disparagingly about the organization. So instead, he tweets out things that are disparaging without saying so. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I believe, I think he's actually getting sick of fighting the people. I think he sees it. He gets tired of, you know, gonna be Garcia, is he gonna fight Lomachenko? All these things constantly being put. Then they end up fighting. And again, the reports are that he's gonna actually be stepping in against Abner Maris. Like, are you serious?
Yeah,
like that's Abner Maris. Imagine that. Like, what they can't get. Like, somebody tweeted out they couldn't find. They couldn't convince Figueroa into taking one more beating.
Hey, listen. If you're constipated out there, then that's the fight you want. So you just watching that fight, you're gonna take a big old shit immediately. Trust me, man. And to your point, Jimmy, this is one of the tweets from Errol Spence that you can tell he probably didn't write himself. Peep this. He asked for approval over expenses. His company TBC to have a chance to review and sign agreements. Said yes for the event. Reviewing and approving agreements before they are executed. The choice of which was to proceed is up to the TBC. Said yes, next tweet, LOL. Now that's the one tweet from Errol Spence. Now if you look at his regular tweets, saying, yo, more power, be saying, be saying, then all of a sudden he comes out with that tweet that I just read, where he's talking about agreements. And I mean, come on, he's not running that shit. He's not.
And you can actually picture the white broad, Kelly Swanson. Peep this. Yes, they say that, right? Just peep this in front of it instead of, oh, check this out, guys. Peep this. Ooh, that's what the young people say. And then they go in the regular language. Like, it starts out with, like, oh, that's something new. It's just so absurd.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah,
she said. Jimmy. She said that's what you people say, right?
Yes.
She's completely out of the... And then do you think she high-fived him afterwards?
Exactly. You actually see her saying it.
You think she tried to high-five him afterwards? After they were done with the tweet? Maybe a fist bump? Hey, by the way, shout out to...
Exactly. It's just so absurd.
Shout out to Nicholas Argyros for his contribution to the Super Chat. He says, LDBC, lower demographic boxing channel. Oh, geez, Louis. Shout out to Nicholas Argyros for his contribution. Shout out to Jay Money for his contribution to the Super Chat. He says, Oscar's Golden Boy outlasting the PBC is epic karma on the big screen. Rest in piss, I'll him. Oh boy, I tell you, people are vicious, man. People are vicious. But like Jimmy said it, man. Jimmy was saying it before he was even on this show. We used to call in to Steve Kim's shows when he was doing Steve Kim and Montoya. I forget the name of the show. I always forget. It's not Jimmy, what was it called? I always get it confused with the 3 knockdown
The next round.
Leave it to the... Okay, yeah, the next round. Yeah,
the next round.
Yeah. Jimmy used to call in. And Steve Kim... Hello?
Yeah.
All right, sorry about the connection issues. Well, listen, the connections are fucking up here. So we're going to end it pretty soon. Because we're at the 2.5 hour
Jimmy,
mark.
is it true? Is it true that Crawford wanted to speak to Al Heyman and Al Heyman said, "Oh, my mom's sick." I get it, but it just sounds weird.
Holy shit!
Yes, that's what the response was. He said his mother was sick, but I guess he's very close with his mom, so he still lived with her right up through his 30s, supposedly.
Well, maybe she lives with him. Maybe that's how it works.
Yeah, but it kind of sounds like weird. Like, are you gonna postpone making a deal for a multi-million-dollar fight? One of the biggest fights in boxing, like style-wise. I mean, for Undisputed. And the excuse you're gonna give is like, I understand family is important, but it's like basically saying my dog ate my homework. No. Like, if I can't do it, at least if you can't do it now, maybe you can do it tomorrow. But by just saying my mom's sick, I can't see you. It's like that dude in the movie. What's it called? The Bronx Tale. Like, he owed him $20 and he's always running. Oh, later. We talk later.
That's a good point, Gonzalo. That's an excellent point, man. Yeah, it's like, all right, she's sick. Okay, I understand if she's on her deathbed, and all right, but in my okay, we're breaking up here. But Jimmy, you sent me the tweets here. The draft included specific. Yeah, that's Jimmy just sent me. I don't know if I can put it up on the screen here, but anyway, we'll leave it up for the next episode. But yeah, Jimmy just sent me Heymanites did a comparison of tweets from Errol Spence, and you can clearly tell he's not writing those. They're too lucid. They're too clear. He doesn't write that way. That's for sure.
Right?
I'm actually...
Exactly. It sounds more like a lawyer wrote it than it did a boxer. And for him to say, like, what really got me was the draft included specific provisions that required both of us would receive. Like, come on, that's not fucking Spence talk like that. And then this is the best. They said that we'd receive a complete and full written detailed accounting. What are you talking? So that's not opening the books. So what? They're going to give you a full detailed their version of what come in, because remember they wanted, Crawford's like, I want to see the books, meaning let me see what you paid taxes on. Let me see the money you received from the cable provider, not your written a summary of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can write anything you want. So the fact that it's like that's his, like saying that's both of us were going to receive a complete and full written accountant, detailed accountant. So it's just, it's absurd. You can just tell it wasn't Spencer.
The fact that he's got the fact that he's got his oh my god, the fact that he's got his PR person there next to him writing. I gotta tell you, that's next level cringe, man. That is next level cringe. All right, well, listen. I think that's
the end of that shit for me.
That's right, yeah.
Nigga, wake your ass up.
What the fuck is going on here? But listen, Jimmy, what's right is right, man.
Hey, Jimmy, what's right is right. You understand what I'm talking about?
Jimmy's got it down, man. That's for sure. Yeah, you can tell that that's not him. That's not Errol Spence tweeting. Get the fuck out of here. Who's he trying to kid? You can't kid us around. We've been around too long, too seasoned. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, listen, fellas, we're going to end it here. Jimmy, hope you feel better, man. Thank you for coming in here, though, even though you weren't at 100%. But Jimmy at 50% is better than most people at their 100%. How about that, Jimmy? Is that fair to say?
There you go, brother. Thank you very much.
And Gonzalo.
Thank you, guys.
When we're talking about, you made some excellent points about the Bivol Ramirez fight. Here's the thing. Nobody plans to fail. They just fail to plan. And that's what Zurdo Ramirez is going to have to work on tomorrow. He's going to have to be on point. Right, Gonzalo?
Yeah.
There you go. The Gons agrees with me. By the way,
I'm curious. The big thing is fighting in Dubai too. There's going to be no they just don't tend to be very excitable crowds either. That's another thing.
That's a good point.
If that's what the whole sport depends on, if really that's what we have to do, is go fight in the fucking desert, please.
It is what it is, man.
What has to count on. That's just another thing. They're gonna just not a good sign, but whatever.
Hey, before we go, we got a last phone call here. I didn't know somebody is stuck here in limbo because the phone lines are closed. 424, you're on the air. 424, what's on your mind? Last caller of the night. 424, can you hear me? 424. 424, you're on the air. Because the connection's fucked. 424. Ah, fuck. Yeah, connection's fucked. Hold on, let me see if we can get him back. Hold on. Let me make one last ditch effort here. I think he can hear me. Oh, jeez, Luis. That was loud. See what the broad says. Hold on a second. Let me see what the telephone broad says. See if the connection can be reestablished.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear.
There are no shows scheduled within the next 24 hours.
Ah, come on.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Come on. All right, sorry about that caller. 424, call back next time, man. I can't reestablish the phone line. All right, well, listen, fellas, thanks again for joining us. Really appreciate it. We got a big shout out to Jimmy again. Gonzalo, always on point. Check out Gonzalo's channel, Lobito's Boxing Den. He might be going live tomorrow before the fights. You never know. So shout out to Gonzalo and Jimmy. Shout out to everybody that called in. I got your predictions down. Leave your predictions in the comment section. If I didn't see them in the chat, leave them in the comment section. I'll get to them. I'll write them down. And we'll talk about them tomorrow if we go live tomorrow or Sunday. Whatever the case may be. Shout out to everybody that called in. Everybody donated with the super chat. Everybody in the chat right now. You guys are the best. We always appreciate your support. I'm talking about J. Colt Official. Shout out to Official Scorecard Boxing. Who else? Hawker Mustang in the house as well. Shout out to Hawker. Bleed Green Hive. Based Boxing Basement. Shout out to Based Boxing. What the fuck is that? That's the Rare Pepe Fury avatar there. Shout out to Based Boxing Basement. Wait a minute, does he have a channel? I think I've seen his channel. Hold on a second. I think it's a British dude. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I have seen it before. Oh, yes, it is. It's the same guy I'm talking about. Based Boxing Basement. Shout out to Based Boxing Basement. I always get him confused with Wakanda Tax Collector. So check both those guys out. Check out Based Boxing Basement and Wakanda Tax Collector. Like I said, shout out to Hawker Mustang, King KO, Arm, JL, Mr. R, Heretic, Danny Lothar, who else? The Truth Hurt, The Truth, Wise Guy, Skeptical, Knockout Ned, Sam Rando, Grim Reaper, Abe, Joker, shout out to Joker, shout out to J Money, Nicholas Argyros, Grim Reaper. Guys, if I forgot anybody, it's because we gotta go get myself something to eat. Shout out to you fellas, thank you for watching. Take it easy out there. Enjoy the fights tomorrow.